rugged areas that are filled with quagmire or filth and squalor. Then they will give you the impression that that's the Africa we are living in. The media has been playing a very pivotal role. Number two, the media, what they use to communicate, their communication, what they say concerning Africa. Africa is that kind of country where they have bad people, they have bad leaders, and they are the producers of those leaders. I pity most Africans because they are helpless. They are helpless. I must say this on television. Our African leaders are helpless. You are just like somebody who has been remote controlled and put in a system, and the system is running with you, not you running the system. We have presidents whose systems are running them, not them running the systems of the country.
Okay, let me come in here, Apostle Nnamdi. Let's talk about how scholarships can be used to push forward the agenda of Nyoko.
In A, B, and C, that don't mean nothing. If you got a degree in A, B, and C, and you don't know how to feed yourself, house yourself, clothe yourself, heal yourself when you get sick, protect yourself, produce your own weapons, you don't know how to do all of that. It don't matter how much degrees you got, because that does not reflect intelligence. Intelligence is reflected in you being able to solve your problems in life. The highest manifestation of intelligence is a person or people who know how to solve their own problems.
That's what it is.
When you can solve your own problems, you are demonstrating your intelligence. So see, get the hell out of here thinking that you're intelligent just because you done went to some white boy school and he gave you a doctorate degree in A, B, and C. That don't mean nothing. If you got a degree in A, B, and C and you don't know how to feed yourself, house yourself, clothe yourself, heal yourself when you get sick, protect yourself, produce your own weapons, you don't know how to do all of that. It don't matter how much degrees you got, because that does not reflect intelligence. Intelligence is reflected in you being able to solve your problems in life. The highest manifestation.
I must say this on television. Our African leaders are helpless.
Chukwu na-afụ na ife afụ na nzuzo. Chukwu mara onye aka ya dị ọcha na onye obi ya dị ọcha. Nwoke si na ya ji ọfọ, nwaanyị si na ya ji ọfọ, mana ọfọ mara onye ji ya. Ụkpaka na-agba n'odo mmiri ọ chụrụ ọzụọ. Gaa n'ogwe omechi ụzọ osi mpịara na azụ nwa igiriga ọgụ nke mmụọ. Ọ gịnị ka m ga-etu gị ka o zuolo gị? Asị m n'oge akara aka eluo ịbụ mmụọ ka mmụọ, ibe ka ibe. Chukwu okike onye obiọma sị m unu binye n'oge akara aka eluo. Mmụọ niile na-ejere ozi asị m unu binye n'oge akara aka eluo. Oke mmụọ, oke mmụọ, oke mmụọ, oke mmụọ, oke mmụọ, oke mmụọ. Mmụọ niile na-ejere ozi asị m unu binye elu. Tetenụ n'ụra, tetenụ n'ụra, tetenụ n'ụra, tetenụ n'ụra. Asị m n'ọnwụ unu nwoke bụ nwa eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mba aka ji ọfọ Igbo ọzọ eme nte eme ime. Ọ sị m nọ ya nọ n'etiti unu taa. Ọsọ unu binye enu n'oge akara aka eluo. Mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie asị m gị binye. Mmụọ na-afụ na ife afụ na nzuzo asị m gị binye. Oke ọfọ ji eje ọgụ asị m unu binye. Ọfọ ndị Igbo niile asị m gị binye. Ọfọ ndị mmiri asị m gị binye. Ọfọ ndị ikuku asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị osimiri asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị nwanyị na-ebe asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị idodi ikwu na-eme asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị amambala asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị osimiri njaba asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị ala Igbo niile asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị ọgba asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị anike wawa asị m gị binye. Oke arụsị na n'ike o juru nwaanyị aga asị m gị binye n'oge akara aka eluo. Igirigi ọgụ mmụọ. Asị m na gboo dike mbọsị ihe ike mere ọ ga-achọkwa nwa dike. Asị m dododo unu binye unu bịa tara ọjị na chijiri eji efola. Asị m unu binye unu bịa tara ọjị na chijiri eji efola. Nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Igbo dị ndụ, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka Maazị Nnamdi Kanu dị ndụ, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Biafra dị ndụ. Asị m unu binye n'oge akara aka lụọ. Asị m na gboo dike mbọsị ihe ike mere ọ ga-achọ nwa dike. Ọ sị na mberede nyiri dike na mberede ka o ji ama nwa dike. Ọ ya ka m ji akpọ unu n'isi Ọhamadike. Ọhamadike bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Ya bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, otu mkpụrụ anya ji isi ụgwọ, otu ọnụ na-ekwuchitere mba niile, ụkpaka na-agba n'udu mmiri na-agba n'oge nke ya. Asị m unu binye n'isi ya, nye ogologo ndụ na-arụ isi ike. Napụta ya na Eke, napụta ya na Orie, napụta ya na Afọ, napụta ya na Nkwọ. Asị m na ahịa akara aka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ, na ahịa akara aka agaghị eri Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Asị m unu gaa napụta Nnamdi Kanu na Eke, napụta ya na Orie, napụta ya na Afọ, napụta ya na Nkwọ. Asị m mee ka ọnụ niile kwụrụ njọ n'isi ya tụgharịa kwụ mma, ka ọnụ kọrọ ogiri ọnụ kọrọ ogiri lacha. Chukwu okike abịa ma onye jiri mmiri siri ike kpọọ aja were aja siri ike kpọọ mmadụ. Asị m na taata bụ ụbọchị Eke n'ala Igbo. Asị m na Eke ga-eketara Nnamdi Kanu ndụ, Eke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe, Oke ga-eketara ya ndụ, Oke ga-eketara ya Biafra, Oke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe, Oke ga-ekegburu ya ndị iro, kegburu ya ajọ mmadụ na ajọ mmụọ. Asị m na mbọsị ọ ga-apụta Ekwensu ga-anọ n'ụra, ndị ilo ya ga-anọ n'ụra. Ọ kwara ekwe osu. Asị m gịnị bụ ekwensu? Asị m na mbọsị ọ ga-apụta ya bụ ndị ilo ga-anọ n'ụra. Ọha bụ ndị ọha nwa bụ ekwensu. Asị m na ha ncha ga-anọ n'ụra. Na Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Asị m na ọnụ kwụrụ njọ n'isi ya ga-atụgharịkwọ mma. Asị m ọbịa igbu Nnamdi Kanu gbuo onwe ya. Onye sị na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị adị ndụ, onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri. Onye sị na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta, onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri. Ọnụ niile kọrọ ogiri ọnụ ga-akọrọ ogiri lacha. Osisi abụla oturu ga-emeche wee kwele. Onye sị na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta, asị m na ọnụ ahụ iji wee kwuo ya na ike ejikwa ya wee kwugharịa mma n'isi ya. Asị m na ya bụ onye ahụ na-atụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu aka, asị m aka gị ga-akpọnwụ. Osisi ahụ fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu wee tọọ nkwe, asị m ikuku futuo gị. Anya ọbụla fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu kwawa akwa alịrị, asị m alịrị akọ ya n'anya. Onye fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu cheta ihe gburu nwa ya, ihe gburu nwa ya gbuo ya, maka na ọ bụrụ ya gburu nwa gị. Chukwu okike abịa ma asị m na mberede nyiri dike mberede ka ọ ji amanwa dike. Asị m na okirikiri ka a na-agba ukwu ose, ọ dadị ukwu ose enu. Na okirikiri ka ndị iro ga-agba Nnamdi Kanu mana ha ama mkpata ya aka. Ọ sị na nkirikiri ka ọ na-ekiri odido, jiri odido enyi ozu. Na ọkwado nkirikiri ka ndị iro ga na-ekiri ya mana ha ama afụ ya anya. Asị m na eje anaba isi ije. Asị m na Nnamdi Kanu ga-eje na ọ ga-ana. Asị m na inye anaghị eri ọba maka na inye na ọba bụ nwanne. Inye agaghị eri Nnamdi Kanu maka na ọ bụ nwa inye. Asị m na Nnamdi Kanu ga-adị ka echi, echi anaghị agwụ agwụ. Maka na ije ejere bụ ije mmiri, ọ bụla eje nkụ. Asị m na ya bụ ije ga-abụ ije mmeri. Asị m na ọ ga-anata n'udo. Asị m na ọ ga-abata sirili welere. Asị m na unu ga-aga kpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Asị m unu ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu, ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu, gaa tụnye ugo, gaa nye ya mmeri, gaa nye ya mmeri, gaa nye ya mmeri, tụnye ugo n'elu ugo, nye ike n'elu ike, nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ. Ọkwanụ ndụ ka o ji efu na efufe. Unu nye Nnamdi Kanu ndụ, onwe ike wee kwụrụ jinjin, onwe ike wee kwụrụ wee fu na ofufe. A sị na ya kara ka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ. Ihe mere ha ji jide Nnamdi Kanu bụ ka nwee ike wee megide ndị Igbo, ka nwee ike megide ụmụ Biafra, ka nwee ike wee kwuchi anyị ọnụ, ka ha nwee ike wee kachi anyị ọnụ, ka anyị ghara ikwu okwu ọzọ. Mana ama m na dododo Chukwu okike abịa ma ndị nwa na ndị nwe mmiri, ndị nwe ikuku, ndị nwe anyanwụ, mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ, mmụọ niile ọ kwafọrọ ọbara ha n'ike maka ihi Biafra. Asị m unu binyenu, asị m unu dododo na ọkwa na unu bụ ihe nwe ike a, ọkwa na unu ga-eji ọgụ mmụọ, ọkwa na unu ga-aga buori ahịa, ọkwa na unu ga-aga napụta ya maka na ihe ọ tinyere unu n'aka anaghị ele ule. Asị m dododo igiriga ọgụ mmụọ. Eze nwaanyị niile nọ n'ala Igbo, mmụọ niile nọ n'ala Igbo, asị m unu binye, maka na onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị aṅụ mmiri, onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị eri nnu. Nnu bụ ihe ụtọ si na mmiri wee pụta. Onye ọbụla na-eri ihe na-eri ihe dị na mmiri. Onye na-asa arụ ji mmiri asa arụ. Onye ọbụla na-eme ihe ọbụla ọ na-eme ji mmiri eme ya. Asị m ihe ọbụla mmadụ na-eme n'ụwa, mmiri ọ na-ebube ụzọ. Asị m onye ọbụla kpọrọ mmiri asị na mmiri a ga-agbagbu ya. Asị m onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-awụsa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-emesa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye na-aṅụ mmiri na-eli nnu, asị m na ọnụ anyị ji wee lie nnu wee ṅụọ mmiri na ị ga-eji akwa okwu ọma n'isi Nnamdi Kanu n'aha Chukwu okike abịa ama.
Ise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olo province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 3rd day of May 2023. Tatabo Bochenkwo. Therefore, as you are listening to my voice onto this hallowed platform, know ye that we are live and direct. Today is the 3rd day of the 5th month. That is the 3rd day of May 2023. Therefore, I urge you to invite your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies, onto this hallowed platform, because this is where we preach the gospel of emancipation, the gospel of genuine freedom. This is where we preach facts and figures. Because truth is absolute. Truth is scientific. Truth doesn't change. It doesn't matter the language you use. Truth remains truth. It is practical. What you see is truth. When you add 1 to 2, it becomes 3. That is the truth. It doesn't matter. Use Chinese to add it. Use Italian language to add it. If you want to use Hausa or Fulfude to add 1 plus 2, it gives you the same answer. Therefore, truth is scientific. It is mathematical. Cure ED. That is the truth. Draw nearer to your listening devices in order to listen to this gospel, because we will continue preaching this gospel. This is the most important part of this restoration effort. We will never stop talking about the reality facing us. We will be feeding the world, Britain, and the cohorts with overdose of our truth consistently. We shall never shy away or be tired of overfeeding the world, the West, the East, the North, the South, with the overdose of our reality, our truth, so that they become drunk with hearing us, with all the, sometimes some people will say, nah, this thing every time, talk, nah, it's okay now. What do you want us to do? We will never stop. We must continue, overwhelming the world with what we are going through. Because after all, we are human beings. We have the same feeling like every other people. You understand? There was this demolition in Ajao Estate in Lagos, which I put on my timeline, Facebook timeline, how the woman was lamenting, the Igbo woman, that they were not even allowed to take. I think she said she was either in hospital or somewhere, and she was being called that, oh, they are demolishing your house. And she was videoing it crying, that they were not even able to collect even their document, something as later collecting their document. So I saw one Yoruba Nnamdi. I came to teach us how we should be, civilized, of good character. That we should never, not everything we call it about, we talk about, we put it on ethnicity, tribalism. After all, I started giving example as an intellectual. Let me tell you, do you see, I fear anybody promoting him or herself as an intellectual. I fear them now like a agwo rattlesnake, even more dangerous than rattlesnake. Do you see PhD holder? I'm a PhD holder. I am an intellectual. Once you are promoting yourself in that, before God and man, I see you as lower animal. I become afraid of you because you don't know nothing. That is the worst part of it. When you believe that you can, just as I played, the clip I played. Oh, you are an intellectual, you're intelligent because you studied how to read ABC. Now, these are the worst set of, I am saying, when you see people, black people, that say they are intellectuals, most of them are worse than any, because they are spoilers. I have noticed it. I made my observation. The people that bring problems everywhere in our lives are these people. Oh, I'm an intellectual. Now, my eyes, all my nerves will be at alert on you. So this guy, as an intellectual, he, proclaims to be, started teaching us how we should be quiet, we should not be excluded. After all, they demolish other houses, every other place. Build demolish houses during governorship. I say, Mr. Man, stop lecturing us. For peace and unity you are talking about. When Oba of Lagos in 2019, we are openly insulting the Holy Igbos, threatening to throw them into the lagoon if they fail to vote his choice candidate. Did you come to lecture about Oba of Lagos that you should be civilized? This, there is a pattern of activities or actions or thinkings or mindset or psyche I see in Nigeria. When we be overwhelmingly fighting, ethnically fighting against the Igbos just to take power, every one of them will keep quiet and lose sense of human being. Now, once they get what they want, is that time they will start teaching us, be quiet, be law-abiding citizens. After all, this. Now, at that time they will remember peace and unity. Oba of Lagos summoned the Igbo so-called elders, many of them. To their surprise and shame, he insulted, he's still on YouTube. He insulted them. Some people that are older than him, he insulted all of them. And they were watching moronically. This type of people, they didn't come to referee. That, oh, no, don't do this. When, during the election campaign, when Fani Kayode is talking, he openly, till today, being ethnically, biased against the Igbos. Direct, he didn't hide it. Many of them, they came to say, disenfranchise Igbo, we will kill you if you don't vote for APC. No, that time, no peace and unity. But when they finish their thing, now when we are reacting, it is that time they will say, hey, keep quiet, you slaves, for peace to reign in Nigeria. I asked the idiots, how do you want peace? You always talk about peace and unity, but you never talk about justice. Peter Tosh said, he sang in his music, everybody is talking about peace. Everybody is talking about peace, 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 peace of the whole world, peace in the whole world. America is shouting in peace, oh, hey, peace, Britain is something. But none of them is talking about justice. And without justice, there will be no peace. That is it. So I silence the idiot. When all these people were doing all these things, you don't talk about peace and unity to reign. Do you? But they are destroying our people's houses because they failed to vote for their choice candidates. They voted freely the way they want. Now slaves, they have to suffer for it. That's it. When you talk about peace and unity, I told the idiot, I wrote to the idiots, Remove Murtala Mohammed International Airport. Remove it from Lagos. Open Enugu International Airport to be the only international airport. Or Iguacha, or Owerri, or Akwa Ibom. Any of these airports in Biafra land, cross river. Now, people from Yoruba land, if you are flying from America, you first of all fly and land in Enugu. From there now, you can now start going to Lagos, going to Ogun, going to Ondo. Remove the seaports. Lagos is the smallest state in Nigeria by land mass. I say the tiniest. But they have 2 or 3 seaports. You understand? Remove all these things. Close all these seaports in Lagos. Now, monopolize it. Give it to One Airport or Onisha, seaport. Open the seaport in Onisha, in One Iguacha, in Calabar, in Warri, only. So that when people, Lagosians, Yoruba people will be bringing containers or sending out their goods through the sea, they will come to Biafra land to do it. They will travel, carry containers to go back. So that the police checkpoints, military checkpoints, civil defense, customs, everything. When you suffer all these things, now you come and tell me about peace and unity. No, keep quiet, don't talk. Let us be peaceful. You know, and I said black people are wicked. I'm telling you, black people are wicked, the most wicked set of people are against themselves. I'm saying it. That is the clause. Against themselves. When they see foreigners, they become very nice. But against themselves, they are the most wicked against themselves. Of these people, they feel happy because they are not suffering it. When we talk, they say, you people are complaining too much now. How's it? But we shall never be silenced. Therefore, once again, as I said, welcome to today's edition of Radio Biafra Hausa Service. Before continuing, I will bring in Mazi in order to introduce himself before we continue, please. Mazi, can you hear me, please?
Yes, Mazi, good evening.
There we
Fellow Biafrans. Good evening to every one of you, depending on area you are. Good morning, good afternoon. This evening, here we come again to unveil the unveilable, to let us know exactly where we are coming from, what really happened to us, because something happened to us, something very strange happened to us. I will beg of you that is listening this evening, listen attentively. Forget about my grammar, because I don't speak formally. I speak informally, because I attended informal education. And that is what keeps me going today. Because when you go formal, it is like you are caged. But when you go informal, you are not caged. Your sky is your limit. That is why sky is my limit. Because there is every other thing, history that is in my disposal. Something you never know. Something you're supposed to know. So that when you know this thing, you begin to think about them, and then so many other revelations will come to you, so that you begin to key in into this restoration effort we are making. Because life without freedom is equals to nothing. It is better we die than living in this type of condition we find ourselves today. Fellow Biafrans, come, all of you should come together
gather around your smartphone or whatever device you may be having there and listen to us this evening. The little I can be able to share with you people, you keep it to yourself. Begin to think about it because it is very important. From there, you begin to know so many other things as we progress, as month progresses. Because freedom we must get. No freedom, no, this world will perish. If Biafra does not have their freedom, if Biafra is not restored, it is better the world. Worst thing Britain can do in this life, after killing 10 million of us and continuously killing up to today, and you say we'll not get Biafra. What do we get? Confusion? It's not possible. Mazi, I raise my case here till further notice. Thank you.
The war. Do not fail to understand that we are live and direct. Today is the 3rd day of May 2023. I'm here with one of our veterans, Mazi Ezekulie, on this hallowed platform. We must continue until victory is achieved. That is the reality. It is either freedom or freedom or freedom. There is no other option. Either Biafra or Biafra or Biafra. All the options is Biafra, Biafra. They are Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Therefore, do not forget that we are in our worldwide campaign, Twitter and telephone call campaign. It is a form of a protest. You know, one thing good with Biafrans is that we are original. We are showing the way for others in the future. Let me tell you, after us, some other people, freedom fighters, will learn. People will learn. They will learn about us. They will learn from us. They will study us the way IPOB did their own thing, because it is unique. Therefore, be part and parcel of this worldwide Twitter and phone call campaign. We want to achieve at least 10 million people calling. 10 million calling different international bodies, countries, groups as stipulated. USA, China, Russia, or Britain, United Nations, African Union. So when they receive millions of calls per day, the same thing, the same requests, the same people, Twitter, what do you think? What type of protest that is more than that? You know, when you say no, the leadership should do this, that, you always push everything to the leadership. Ask yourself, what can I do for my country, Biafra? This is one of the things you can do. One of the things you, as an individual, can participate and lend your effort. It is a protest. So please, do not forget that we are on this worldwide phone call and Twitter campaign. It is bearing fruits, please. We must make our voice heard. As I said earlier, we will never stop talking about the reality facing us, what we are passing through. We will saturate the world with overdose of our truth. That is what I said. So that if they are sleeping, they are hearing Biafra. If they are walking, they are hearing Biafra. If they are running, they are hearing Biafra. Inside aircraft, it is Biafra. They are swimming, it is Biafra. Anywhere they are hearing Biafra. They will say, my goodness me, what is happening? What is People that are supposed to act will now pick interest, say, what is happening? Anywhere, I don't want to see these people again, but they keep on coming. They keep on calling. They keep on preaching. What is happening? They must be forced in order to react to our situation. The Nigerian government is spending a lot of money, mostly from our Biafra land, gotten from Biafra land, in order to fight us, to make sure that they sweep everything that we are suffering under the carpet, with the help, tacit and direct help of Britain. Direct support, direct. Britain is, helping them in order to lay out plans, to silence us, to make us behave as if nothing happened to us. But lo and behold, we are a people you can never tame. You understand? They can never tame us. Therefore, we must continue. Let me start by reading just some news headlines, please, before we go to Mazi. There is this news that made the headline that struck my eye. 2nd of May 2023 news. Do you know what it is? In Uganda, bodyguard shots dead Ugandan top politician over months of unpaid salary. I want to bring out something here so that, a bodyguard of a politician in Uganda shot and killed his boss because he never paid months of unpaid salary. Now, let me read it a bit. The Ugandan State Minister for Labor, Employment and Industrial Relations, retired Colonel Charles Okelo Ngola, has been shot dead on Tuesday morning by one of his bodyguards, Wilson Sabiti, at his home in Kampala, the country's capital. And East Africa has reported. The East African has reported. You understand me? Now, this was revealed by police spokesperson Fred Enanga, who maintained that another minister's at the camp, Ronaldo team, also sustained several injuries and was rushed to Mulango Hospital for treatment. Okay. Angola, I think, was shot. That is the minister at his residence in Kianja by one of his bodyguards, who allegedly fired several shots at close range. He fled from the scene up to the trading center at Kianji Ring Road, where he entered the saloon and also shot himself dead, the police said. Okay? I want to go further. There is something I want to bring out there. As police started their inquiries into the incident, security personnel cordoned off the crime scene. Okay. Prior to turning the gun on himself, the bodyguard allegedly complained that the murdered minister owed him several months' worth of unpaid wages. That is the cause. His direct bodyguard owed him several months' worth of unpaid wages. This occurred as he fired warning shots into the air to alert residents of Kianji town. The guard said that Ugandan shilling, 4 million Ugandan shilling, about $1,000, has not been paid. The eyewitness reported that the man claimed his wife was pregnant, and that although the minister's children were attending school, his own children were not. This is what I want to bring out. I used to say that the psyche of our people, Nigerians, have been destroyed. Have you ever had maybe a bodyguard, a military or police bodyguard or any force of all these politicians, Nigerian politicians, turn around to kill them? No. Because of the evil they are committing, they are owing people, unpaid, months of unpaid salaries. I remember there was one time, I think last month or two, Nigerian police said that they will start fasting and praying for unpaid salaries, or months of unpaid salaries. Police, Nigerian police. they will start to fast. They will start to declare fasting and praying. 30 days of fasting and praying. You see that in Nigeria is another thing altogether in this world. If it's in Nigeria, instead of this bodyguard, as he killed his Oga, yes, he killed himself, but this thing will send the shock wave to the politicians. This thing will make politicians, they will stop, they will no more owe at least their bodyguards. They will no more owe people around them. They will put them in good condition because these are people protecting them. Do you see the good results? Somebody has to sacrifice in order for things to be right. But in the Nigerian case, no way. I say Nigeria is another thing altogether. If it's in Nigeria, what they do, police, they are not being paid. They know the people that are owing them. The military, they know. You see, they have been complaining on social media. I mean Nigeria military, Nigeria army, Nigeria soldiers. They have been openly complaining about unpaid salaries, how they are being given bad weapons to face the terrorists, Fulani terrorists and Boko Haram and all of them. They are being slaughtered every day. They cry, lamentation, always crying. But they have weapon. Instead of turning it against those that they know that are causing all these things. You know what they do? Nigerian own case. You know, if this bodyguard is a Nigerian, you know what they would have done? He will carry gun, come out on the streets, follow, they gather themselves, bodyguards. They say, oh boy, as our organ no pay us, let us go and maltreat all citizens, bloody civilians, so that we collect their money. That is Nigeria. That is the solution. People that have got Nigerian police, Nigerian military, they are being maltreated by the politicians. Instead of turning their gun against those politicians, killing them, because they have access to it. No, they will go on the street and start maltreating miserable people that are suffering like them. Sometimes I wonder. I don't know, Mazi, do you have anything to say before I continue, please? It's very absurd.
You can see the mentality of Nigeria and that of other African countries. You see, Nigerians are living in illusion and delusion, in grandeur, so to say. Average Nigeria can never do such a thing. Average Nigerian police or whatever you call them can never, because already he is a Christian. He practices the hopeless religion. You don't even know what is made up of. And thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not do, thou. And the man would thou. And instead of being realistic to himself, he will begin to do so many terrible things along the line to make money. But the person who is causing him this trouble, he cannot say anything to him. He cannot do anything to him. So, Nigeria is an British experiment. So that guy, what he did, after all, if you read the Bible, for real, go to Old Testament and read it very well, you can see even Saul killed himself. Saul put the what do you call it? The
sword, the
spear, and then fall on it, and he killed himself and died. These are men. They die with dignity. But the Nigerian, the pastor,
instead we go and start maltreating people that are more miserable than him.
People that are more miserable than him, you go and begin to maltreat them and collect their money and do everything. Don't you know I'm a soldier, I'm a police, I'm guiding a senior army officer and that, and then he will just be, I mean, Mazi, let us be talking about Biafra, because that is where we should be hanging our hope.
Of course.
We need to get Biafra.
Of course.
Yes. We need to get it.
Of course.
So there is problem, honestly.
You know, this is just in the mentality. It's the psyche. Oh, little by little, Britain started creating. He first of all created an artificial a space, and now started recreating people in that space to their liking. is something that is unbelievable. Britain, he came from far away place. He created, he joined the people that are supposed to be unjoinable. You are Nigerians. He named them nigger Aryans. People that dwell in the black area. And people are jumping up. Now, they didn't stop there. They started with their politics. They put all hands on deck, I mean Britain, in order to create the type of human being that they want in that space. And that is what you are seeing today as Nigerians. We are everything, something serious, Nigerians will laugh over it. Nigerians will laugh over. As I said before during my preamble, they will preach to you peace and unity. Let us, every mantra in Nigeria is no, let us stay unity. One Nigeria, we stay in unity. How can you stay in a one unity, in a one unity of purpose without justice? Without addressing anything about justice? No, let us move on. Every time we continue moving on, Nigeria will move on. Where are you moving to? To Abyss?
Mazi,
Go on.
let me comment a little bit. You know, what Britain did was like a man who went inside a forest and then saw different strange eggs, different strange eggs, and gather all these strange eggs, look for a very big basket, put these eggs there, and then cover them, stay one side, and look at how the egg are hatching. At the end, what come up of this particular strange egg is python, crocodile, alligator, viper, all the dangerous reptiles, all of them hatched. As they grow, this same man never find it necessary to identify all these animals, all these reptiles, and begin to separate them. He allowed them to grow big inside the very particular basket and begin to kill themselves. And now they have grown and begin to eat themselves. It becomes very difficult for this man to separate them, because if he put hand there, they will eat him raw. So he just allowed them to be eating themselves. This is Nigeria for you. Britain did a very wicked work. In fact, I can quietly describe Britain as the Satan. If there is anything called Satan, Britain, Anglo-Saxon, is the Satan. I must be honest with you, because I have checked them in and out, everywhere they find themselves. Look at China, poor China in the yesteryears. Britain was carrying drug. This drug baron you hear today, drug, carrying drug pusher. Britain was pushing drug inside China and using drug to destroy the Chinese. China began to consume drug in a very large quantity. The street is filled with prostitutes, drug addicts everywhere. I mean, what type of...
Mazi, like what you said now, before you continue. You call them, any person that have preached it here several times. These are historical facts. They call them opium wars. Opium. Go to your Google and type opium wars. OPIUM, then wars.
Yeah.
Mazi, what you said, that is the reality. Britain saw China. Now, officially, not maybe a British citizen or some group of British citizens carry drug. No. They want to destroy China complete. They turn them into drug addicts. Do you know what? They started officially using British government bringing opium, drugs, hard drugs, supplying it to China, and making very cheap so that Chinese on the street, everybody will be smoking, sniffing, to destroy them. You know, Mazi, that is why when you study history, this thing started war. They have the first opium war. They have the second opium war. The first opium war was 1839 to 1842 between China and the United Kingdom. These people that I'm an Anglican. Oh, they brought Jesus. So sometimes I say people are perishing because of lack of knowledge. People that can bring, imagine, Mazi, because the way we say it sometimes is oversimplified. Imagine you have a visitor in your house and you have children in your house. You have maybe boys and girls in your house. Now you brought in this, maybe a friend of yours. Let me put, not even a stranger, a friend of yours. Living in your house. To be in your house is not paying, is not doing any, paying nothing. If you go to work, bring maybe Igbo, start teaching the children how to smoke Igbo. I ask listeners, as a father, as a mother, if you later find out, any day you find out, when you come, your children, when you tell them, when you come, they will be looking you one kind of eye. Even people that are afraid of you, that when you talk, they run. Now they want to slap you. How will you feel? This is exactly what Britain want. They try to destroy China. The Chinese king that time, he put up a protest. Said no. They wrote the British government, say stop what you are doing. You are destroying our people. This is directly what the drug goes direct from British government. Now British servicemen will be distributing it almost free of charge in the streets of China, in order to make them zombies. People that can do this to Chinese, what do you think they did to us as Africans? Katrina Leung will come and tell us there is a strength in diversity. Sometimes I say, God, I don't know. And these are the people that we contribute money. Our people contribute money in the name of church. They send to Archbishop of Canterbury. They send to this thing that we are talking is Britain, but in Europeans in general, they committed atrocities all over the world. In general.
But then Britain committed more atrocity.
Yes.
If the Europeans have committed genocide and atrocity in the world, Britain is the highest of atrocious country. They committed atrocity more than every other country in the world. You see, that is why the world is suffering today. The world is suffering because of Britain. I am being honest with you. It is better we discuss this issue, because we cannot stop discussing about, because since we have discovered where our problem lies, then we begin to discuss about it. If we fail to discuss about it, then we are wasting time, because we have to tell our people, this thing you are swallowing in the name of reading Bible, praying and doing all these things, it is completely fake. The people that brought it to you doesn't meant well for you. Because if they meant well for you, why are they not practicing the scripture in their own place? Why are they into criminality? Do you know that it is the money stolen from Nigeria that was used in developing Hong Kong? Mazi, do you know that? The money stolen from Nigeria is the money that Chris Patton used in developing Hong Kong. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah,
what
go on.
They stole money from Nigeria and invested it in Hong Kong.
Really?
And some of this Taiwan area. I'm telling you, these people you see, they did so many evil in the world. You remember 1975/79, let me be precise, around 77, there was this Commonwealth game in Brisbane, Australia. Obasanjo was then head of state. Obasanjo was with himself. Then Obasanjo called for the boycott of Commonwealth game in Brisbane over what Britain did to the Aboriginals. And that Commonwealth game was boycotted. This Obasanjo, you see. Obasanjo called for boycott of Commonwealth game in Brisbane. Go and Google it. This Obasanjo. For the atrocity committed against the Aborigines. So Obasanjo also have this history. I wonder why Obasanjo, after knowing all these things, Obasanjo would turn again to watch his own people, the Hausas, the Fulanis, the Igbos, being destroyed indirectly by Britain. Because all this fight, all this war you see that is going on in Nigeria from 1966 January till today, it is the handwork of Britain. They have never let Nigeria go. They never give us independence. They are manipulating and manipulating. The important thing for them is the end justifies the means. That's all. Let them kill themselves. Can you imagine that Abubakar Tafawa Balewa is a Muslim? Ahmadu Bello is a Muslim. But yet, Britain gave them Knight of British Empire. Britain knighted these two men. That's
why they have this name, Sir. This addition,
yes.
Sir Tafawa Balewa, in their name.
And that day they were knighted was the day they initiated them. But these people, because they rejected the religion of Britain, they were so stubborn not to adhere to British instruction how to do in Nigeria, and they were assassinated, all of them. So we are dealing with a very old serpent. What is going on today in Igbo land? They have their hand there. There is no single, look at this Iwanyang of a person. He's an agent of Satan. He's working for them. Iwanyang is the one that initiated Ibubago. He initiated Ibubago with the David Umai. Anambra was not consulted, but they initiated it in order to put it together to wage against Eastern Security Network. But let me not go far there, because I will talk about it later. But to show you what is going on today in Igbo land, the insecurity we have today in Igbo land is caused by Britain. Not even by, because their stooge is everywhere. They know everything that is going on in Igbo land. They know everything. Just to make sure they distort us, they bring us back for us not to grow, for us. Imagine Obasanjo spending whole 8 years without giving electricity. Instead, he promoted corruption. Instead, he promoted kidnapping. Who are behind it, all these things? Mazi, let us continue.
Of course. You know, what Britain costs in this world, it is unquantifiable, I'm telling you. Everywhere they go, they leave trails of destruction, every type of manipulation, destruction. They tried it in India. They tried to create an Asian zoo like they did in Nigeria. But the Indians discharged them as real human beings. India did it. They never take their or accepted their ideology, which is European religion, which is Christianity. India rejected it in toto. Today, India is progressing. India restructured themselves. And you know this thing, it infuriated Britain. It made Britain sad that, look, people we want to create, and they refuse. With that annoyance, they sent this madman, Lugard, into the bite of Biafra. They come, they warn him that he should never fail like they did in Britain. And that is why, Nigeria, according to our leader, Nigeria is a British toy. You see what's happened as a shenanigan, as an election. The nonsense that happened in the immediate past elections, where people are openly disenfranchised, people that were killed, everything, any kind of rubbish happened. But one thing that baffles me is this. The British High Commissioner praised that election. And once Britain praised it, Nigerians are happy because their God praised the election. So anyway, there are small shortcomings, but overall, Britain gave them, you are our toy, you are progressing, so continue it. And Nigerians are happy. And tell me, tomorrow Nigerians will be claiming to be equal human beings with a British citizen. I don't know how you will see a Nigerian say, I am a PhD holder, so I qualify to do this in Britain more than a British. But you are created. that is the thing.
Mazi,
yes,
let me come a little bit.
Yes.
You see, when we talk about the election in Nigeria is a game. There's nothing like election in Nigeria. It's a game. They are playing game on the people. Let me tell you, do you know what happened in the election of Western Nigeria between Akintola and
Awolowo?
Remember?
Yes.
Yes. There was a book I acquired. Somebody I used to discuss politics with. He came one day in my house and gave me this book. He said, since you like to discuss politics in this way, why don't you read this book? I look at that book. It was written by Ojako. It is called 13 Years of Military Rule. My goodness me. I opened this book. Wow! All that I needed to know about 1966, in fact from 1960, all the event, the name of political party, who did what happened, everything was written in that particular book. This election issue, rigging of elections, started in fact it started 1959, of course. We are told by Harold Smith, who said if he can give this interview and die, he has done the best he can do to Nigerians. That Britain rigged the first election. So subsequently, every election is rigged. That of the Akintola, do you know that Akintola, in order to defeat Awo, he abandoned action group and formed a party that is called, I think, NDP.
Yes.
NDP.
New Nigerian Democratic Party, NDP.
Yes. And then united with the Northern People Congress. You understand me? There is a kind of aligning himself with Northern People Congress. And then the Northern People Congress now help him out to rig election. But mind you, that same North you are seeing there, the North doesn't want to interfere in anything about South. It was Britain in proxy was doing that thing. There was a man, the last ambassador, the last British, what do you call him? British Governor General. I've forgotten the name, but I wrote the name somewhere. He never went back to Britain after independence. He stayed back in Nigeria. So he was the one behind that very trouble at Ibadan. And then at the end of the day, there was this riot thing and there was this problem and every other thing. At the end of the day, the military was instigated to go and begin to overthrow and killing and every other thing. And then the war started. Everything was turned upside down. The same handwork of Britain. They never meant well for us. Both the North, both the South, both the Yoruba, they pitch everybody against each other. Great hatred everywhere. We fight and kill ourselves. They were happy. While we are fighting, they were busy the other side drilling oil. They were busy at Port Harcourt drilling oil. So we are dealing with the worst enemy of the Creator. Britain is the worst. If there is that falling angel, they are. Because go and read their history also. They were the people that invented hand grenades. They never traded for one day. They were the people that invented the sea pirate. Sea pirate. That thing you hear, sea pirate. They went inside the sea. When you go and buy and struggle everywhere and come back, you want to pass, they throw hand grenade inside that place, kill everybody, steal every goose, and move away. That is what they were doing when they were in Saxon. It is like they were chased away from Saxon, from the history I read. Because each time they go inside that goggle you see there, remove certain thing. When you go to look back for it, look again for it, you can't see it again.
Mazi, with all this, let me ask this question. You
Yes.
know, like in, let me put it in this way. Yes, you know, can you now be a powerful country without committing crimes? You know, in one way or the other. Many times we talk about, oh, be good, be good. What you call about goodness can mean, or what you call evil can mean good to other people. You know, so because this is what I'm trying to bring out something now, so that our people will start understanding. Britain committed all these atrocities. You know, there is no powerful country that never committed atrocities. But when you come, they will use religion to ban you, tell you good, evil, be nice. Are countries really nice? Powerful countries, are they really nice? Japan, Japan invaded many neighbors, even including China, in the history. It was powerful. Because you know, as a living thing, once you are growing powerful, you must expand. You must try to, what makes you powerful is your ability to destroy others. Because without it, you cannot feel that you are powerful. There is no way to test whether you are powerful or not. So you see that all these things will make me confirm what they talk about religion as the opium of the masses. What they use to control the masses. Because when you see governments, there is nothing like evil or good in any government setting or government political setting in order to be powerful, because they can do anything. Anything is good. It doesn't matter how evil. After all, what is this man's name? The Prime Minister of Britain, United Kingdom that time, during the Biafra war, he said, the dead body, millions of Biafran dead children,
Harold Wilson
will never force Britain to change their policy towards Biafra. So, but these are the people that they will tell you, they'll come, when you come to religion, they brought good religion, be nice, worship God, do good, do evil. So, sometimes this thing becomes confusing. And you see that evil, what you call evil, is something that is good for other people, for them to grow, for them to be more powerful. America threw 2 atomic bombs in Japan. Bomb that killed the children, pregnant women, human beings, slaughtered, like melted human beings, vaporized human beings into thin air. But these are the people that are the moral, guardians of the world. They come to you, tell you how you should be good. No, don't make be good, respect human rights, respect, But they committed the crimes. They committed atrocities everywhere. They used what do you call it? Not napalm bomb in to bomb the Viet Congs. The yellow, what do they orange Agent Orange? Yes, bomb that contains nerve agents, Agent Orange, that is prohibited. Is a chemical weapon in Vietnam War. America did, but these are people now that will come. They will start preaching to no. They are the moral standard of every one of us. No, don't do this. And I start seeing that. Look, what you might call evil, it might not really be really evil. It will be something good, because without that bomb, America might not have won the war. You see it. Without sabotaging one thing or the other, they build the nuclear. I mean, they build biological weapons. They tested it on human beings. You know, people. They make people suffer secretly. They made the human beings to suffer, but they are building a country. So it made me to remember what you said last time. You said, na abụrụ na anyị nwa in this struggle enwebeghị ike inye obi bụrụ nshi n'ọnụ bụ mmadụ n'ihu na anyị ebidobedo. So this is what I want to do. Please go on, please.
Yes, Mazi. You see, in the course of my informal way of educating myself, because I call it informal, and it helped me a lot, I come across this book called Machiavellian, Italian prince. I don't know if you have set your eye on this book before. Niccolo Vellian. The end justifies the means. Niccolo Vellani. You go and Google this book after this program. When you read this book, then you will see how the world is governed. It will help you to pursue Biafra with all your might and all your strength. We need to be free from Britain by fire, by force. It is Britain that is holding us down. It is not the Fulani. It is not everybody. Fulani wanted to go their way. Go and read their history. After they stay in the north, after northern Nigeria was created, after Nnamdi Bello become the governor, the premier of northern Nigeria, he said this is his happiest day. At least the north can defend themselves. The north can take care of themselves and do everything for themselves. He began to build Kainji Dam. He began to do so many other things, giving free education, trying to build the north. Awolowo the same thing. Okpara the same thing. And Britain was not happy about that. That was why they overthrew the government and bring in this so-called unitary government. They say it was Aguirre. No, not at all. Aguirre is innocent. They just brought in Aguirre, give him this document, tell him throw away that constitution. He threw away the constitution that united, that make the country to run on a regional system that could have developed the country by now. Throw it away and bring this unitary system that we are all suffering today. How can you unite different groups? Kintola, you have killed Tafabalegwa, and you let Azikiwe run away. The treacherous Azikiwe. You safeguarded him, give him passage where he ran away. And then you turn around to go and tell the rest of the country, Ndi Igbo have wanted to take power. It was written that took that power. Ndi Igbo paid dearly for that thing they did. And up to today, people like Iwu Anyanwu is talking nonsense. You think he's an elder? I'm more elder than him if Kai is not taken. He's just a traitor. He's a fool. Come to tell us about how to keep Nigeria one. That Biafra died 52 years ago. It is his family and his generation that died 52 years ago. not Biafra that may be that had been existing for 500,000 years ago. The first civilization on earth. So this issue we are discussing this night is very important for every Biafran that is listening. We have to know our enemy. Our enemy. We have to know that our enemy. Who is creating this problem for us? It is none other than this particular, they call themselves Anglo-Saxon. They are from a place called Saxon. Mazi, I will not be saying too much because we have to be drawing it bit by bit,
Of course, of course.
Get through. But we have so many things. Remember, we have to talk about.
Yes. Yes, I know. I'm coming. We are coming methodically. You know, one thing again, when you look at Nigerian news headlines, all you see, like on last Friday, the news, commanding officer, soldier, 15 others killed as headers storm Benue. Again, you know, Fulani headsmen. Everywhere they are killing indigenous people. Everywhere. In the north, in the west, in the south, with impunity. But Nigerians are not able to, you know, isolate the Fulani and treat them. You know, let me tell you, what happened in Mali, of which also is affecting, that is the reason why Asorok, the impostor, Nigerian government made a policy of assimilating, removing the whole Fulani in Mali and bringing them, stationing them in Nigeria. That is it. This is not something secret. Because why? Because the Malians, the indigenous people in Mali, the Bambaras, the Dogons, they were able to identify the main source of their problems. And what happened was this. When Islamic terrorists started coming from North Africa, you know Mali had a land border with Algeria, North Africa.
Even with Libya.
Yes, with
Libya also.
Yes. When all these Islamic terrorists started coming down with the blessings of the Europeans, I'm telling you, because there was one magazine I read that time that I think the then president of France, is it either Sarkozy or there is another one, I've forgotten his name, either Sarkozy, where the Algerian president informed France that, look, there is a convoy of terrorists, land convoy from Libya, they are, partly passing through Algeria, to it's deserts, to enter into Mali. Very huge convoy. Hundreds, if not thousands of vehicles. Different, that magazine, he said, the French president told his Algerian colleague, say, look, they are not coming to your country. You see your country, they are just passing. Leave them. You don't see nothing, you don't know nothing. Leave them. Because with the whole satellites of the Europeans, of Americans, they know what is out. This was the starting of this Sahelian jihadism.
Mazi, let me just come in.
Yes, I'm coming. Let me just finish this story. What I'm telling you, okay. I read it in a magazine, a very magazine. Many of our people don't even read book or magazine any longer. Just everything. Not everything you can see like this, even in the internet. No, there are things. There are books. You need to buy them and read. Now, as a hard copy. Now, after this, the problem started in Mali. Do you remember they went to Timbuktu? These terrorists, they destroyed the historical artifacts of Black Africa.
UNESCO World Heritage. UNESCO World Heritage.
Yes, certainly. Mazi, I don't know black people. We don't think, we don't reason, we don't see.
No. It is not the handwork of those terrorists. Mazi, you know what happened there.
Yes.
You know what happened there.
Yes.
That is why I want to really interject a little bit.
Okay, interject.
You see, during the war in Libya, that war was fought with different intentions. France and Britain was arming some terrorist organizations. They were using this double propeller helicopter, dropping weapons in so many areas in the villages. Some of them, they said they are arming the villages against the Gaddafi army. It was all lies. They were the people who were arming these terrorists. At the end of the day, they now tell the terrorists to move. These terrorists, some of them dropped in Mali, some of them entered towards Chad and Niger Republic, and some of them entered into Nigeria. You remember when Buhari was interviewed about these terrorists, they say yes, it was during the war in Libya, the terrorists terrorists now entered from Libya. Buhari made such a statement some time ago. So it is well organized something. The terrorists, those people you call herdsmen, are not herdsmen. These are killers brought in by the Britain to make sure that indigenous people are killed gradually, extensively, not intensively. So it is their handwork. They know about what they are doing. They know all these things. They know about the issue of Timbuktu. You know, they were the people that destroyed Timbuktu. I don't know when Mansa Musa was the richest man in Africa, when the whole world was going to Timbuktu. It's a very long time story, a very long time ago, some thousands years ago, when Europeans were living in cave. So Timbuktu was world market. So the Europeans that came to buy something then connive among themselves and destroy that place. So the richest man you used to hear is the Fulanis. The Fulani in particular were those people who were settling in Timbuktu. So when they were destroyed, they dispersed all over West Africa country and begin to do the nomadic something. They have no place they don't have a home. That is why they are now telling them, you cannot go to Nigeria and take it as home. That is why the situation we find ourselves, if we don't do anything about it, we will lose our ancestral land.
Of course.
We don't know. And at the end of the day, let me tell you something. Some 4 years ago, I was watching on television. I saw where France was showcasing Fulani boys, Fulani little kids. There is a school built for them, a very fantastic school. They are all studying. There's another set of people grooming to live in that particular country. I'm just telling you fact. They are hidden somewhere, you never know. All this money you see they are gathering, they are using it to be training their children that we inhabit this particular territory. All this killing that you see that is going on, it's not by mistake. You can remember that sometime a plane will go and drop bomb in IDP camp. What do you think? It is a mistake? It is not a mistake. To make sure that those people are destroyed. Because once they can kill those people, they cannot go back to their ancestral home. And those areas have been taken away from them. It is a gradual process. But we will resist them. Let them give us Biafra, our very country that have been existing before them. And then they can do anything with other places. But if they say they will kill us and take our land, we will die with them. They will not exist, we will not exist. That will be the end of this war. So every Biafran that is listening, it is not a joke. If you don't want to be a member of this struggle, you better go and face that your business. Stop talking about struggle of Biafra being a nation. Biafra must be a nation. They must allow us to govern ourselves, just that like the way they are governing themselves, determining for themselves. They have to allow us. If they say they will not allow us, using people like Ibuanyangu, using people like Charlatan called himself, because as far as I'm concerned, that guy, I never liked him for one day since I began to see him some years when he came back from God knows where to come and begin to contest election and all that thing he was doing there. I never liked him because I know he's not an honest man. He is not an honest man. He is not an honest man. And nobody knows him until Ojuku bring him out to come and showcase him. So all these people they are using are very corrupt men, very, very corrupt men, documented criminals. They have their history. Anytime they want to blackmail them, they go and dip hand into one of the documents and blackmail them straight away. Because they cannot, just look at the way they are blackmailing Tinubu. Tinubu is a drug dealer. They want it more so that Tinubu can be controlled properly. His government will be controlled. That is why they are bringing all this issue. Don't you see the British Prime Minister say, we are looking forward to work with Tinubu. Why they are bringing the blackmailing information? They just want to use it to cage him. So we will have to expect the worst. That is why we have to concentrate in pursuing for Biafra freedom. Nothing more, nothing less. Let Tinubu become president of Nigeria. That is their own cup of tea. It doesn't concern us. Let us concentrate on how to have our country so that we can govern ourselves properly as a civilized, as a decent man, not as a stupid people. That is what I want to contribute a little bit based on what you are saying. Continue, Mazi.
Of course. So what I was saying is this. These people, because when you look at world politics, it is very deep. They have the dirty side of, very dirty. I say as dirty as something you cannot even imagine. That is the world politics. And many of the times is the more you look, the less you see. What you are being told in the televisions is not, is what they want you to hear to control you. These people, now they are coming to do eye service. Oh, they are the people that shout, oh, they are fighting terrorism, but they are the people sponsoring it secretly.
They are the people sponsoring it.
They are the people completely sponsoring it. That is why it's the work of their intelligence services. That's why they have just like when in 1969 when Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. What happened? America went into action. The CIA went into action because it was a Cold War. So they have to stop the Soviets. They have to arm these people. They look at America looked away.
Osama bin Laden
yes.
And the Taliban.
Yes, America looked away to galvanize people to fight, to face Russia, to fight Russia. They said the only thing that can easily galvanize them is using Islamic jihadism. That is the origin of the modern day mujahideen. Yes, mujahideen. Now they started America. They went and printed the tracts of the teachings of one radical Muslim, Islamic teacher of 18th century. They started, promoting it. You people have to fight against infidels. When they want to use religion, they use religion, and people will not know that they are being used. That is why when Mazi, you see, when you are genuinely in this fight, you must grow above religion. Mazi, I'm telling you, if you know what you are saying, say any person that is in the leadership position in IPOB that never grow above, be it Hindu, be it anything, you must grow above religion. He must not have any influence on you. Because you see all these actors, world actors, religion is nothing. It's just a weapon. For them, religion is a weapon in their hands. That is how it should be in our hands. That is how we should view it. A weapon. Nothing more. So America, this modern Osama bin Laden, America trained him. They trained them. They sponsored them. They started galvanizing Arabs and other Muslims from all over the world. Wahhabi. They started teaching them, the Muhammad al-Wahhabi. His teachings of 18th century. He's a very radical, puritanical Islam. So they putting it on record, on CDs that time, on record, is it gramophone, and sending it, galvanizing people, encouraging people to come from all over the world, gather in Afghanistan. They call them the Mujahideen. That is, from that place you hear the name of Asari Dokubo, Asari Mujahid. You're a fighter for Islam. Yes, Mujahid. Yes. Fighter for Islam. You understand? Yeah. So, America did all these things only for them. They want to use a small devil to fight the bigger devil. They are the people that rose the modern day Islamic consciousness, Islamism, in the whole world.
And they succeeded in driving away Soviet Union.
Of course.
About the collapse of Soviet Union.
Of course. But what happened after now? When you arm demons, what are you expecting? When they finish fighting the Soviets, no other enemy to fight. They say okay. They turned around and say, after all, America is one of the is an infidel country. So what is it?
Yes.
They turn against them. Everybody.
And the result is a sudden destruction of World Trade Center.
Exactly. Do you see how things work? When you that is it. So when you look at religion is just a tool, a weapon. Come now, use it. These politicians, why they allow religious fanaticism in Nigeria, both Islam and Christianity, is to use it for their own campaign to control the crowd, nothing more. Nothing more. It's a weapon in their hands. It's a weapon. That is why, Hope Uzodinma being a killer, he went to Assumpta Cathedral and started praying and kneel down with white people. Hey, now hey, no, that is saying that control, it controls the people. That is it. That is the only thing. In Islam, they will go to Friday prayer, and now they tell people, look, you have to vote for a Muslim, not an infidel. And the politicians, they love it. They pass their message in order to control the crowd with that religious emotion. Nothing more. When they tell you heaven or hell, that is rubbish. That is rubbish. That is why we should be wise. Mazi, I strongly recommend what you are saying. Any person holding in leadership position in IPOB must grow above religion. I say capital
denounce religion, or else you are not contributing anything.
Of course,
because that religion will be used in influencing you. Just like religion was used through Archbishop Francis Arinze to go and destroy the Biafra struggle that we have lost over 5 million people. We are ready, almost to 3 months ready to get our Biafra. He was used as an agent of Satan to go and begin to talk to Ojukwu. He went where Ojukwu was staying then with one white CIA in the religious regalia, and they went and talked to him. You see, the Lord said, thy God say, he shall come, he shall take you to heaven, and all that nonsense that does not exist. And at the end of the day, they succeeded in bewitching this great man. He fell to their tricks and antics, and he quickly surrendered to them, and then never even consulted with his generals or with the chiefs who are still alive then. At least he should have said that. They say no. You know, if you consult with them, they will not allow this particular window of opportunity to come for this war. You see, many people are dying.
They will say,
children
you know,
are dying.
devil will use some of them to bring in, and the thing will continue. Is not for your interest. Remember,
It's not
God
for interest. We'll give you a passage where you just go, let this war end, so that 3 years war, we lost nearly 6 million. We lost everything. I lost 3 members of my family. Everybody lost 1 or 2 or 3 contribution. And at the end of the day, a man, a criminal, a man that was banished from Igbo land was used because he answered the archbishop. What is archbishop? He went and deceived this man. And you see what they did again. At the end, they rubbish Ojukwu. They rubbish him. Look at when he came back
of course.
Nigeria. He was meant to be a member of MPN. He was working with MPN to go mainstream. They said, let us go into mainstream of Nigerian politics. I saw Ojukwu. I was ashamed. I was ashamed of him. Ojukwu entered into political party. Immediately he come back. Maybe that is one of the agreement. As soon as he came back, eventually he formed Ikemba Front. There was what they call Ikemba Front. Any of the people that are listening to me by now that was there 1980, if you are a grown up 1982, 83, 84, you will see that there was this group of people called Ikemba Front, a very dreaded group of people. They were giving him a kind of bodyguard. There are so many of them scattered all over the place. He was fighting Jim Nwobodo headlong. In fact, there was a day Ojukwu convoy was coming from Nnewi, and the Jim Nwobodo convoy as a governor was coming from Nkwo, and they jammed themselves within Nkwo and Nkwo. All the vehicle was burnt. Acid was thrown. It was a hell that very particular day. Ojukwu of this war. You see how they rubbish. At the end of it all, he was asked to contest the election with the Onwudiwe, Edwin Onwudiwe, and he lost.
He lost even in Nnewi. Mazi, I could remember when that time we are small. There are things we used to sing in the NPP. Ishinko Sale Li Anye Edarambo Egadebo. Mazi.
They rubbish.
No.
They rubbish.
Mazi, do you know one thing? Before you continue, please. I know this is a very good point. If we can do something, you see the advice of Igbo politicians. Their advice is acid. At the surface, you'll be seeing it as good advice, but they don't mean any well for anybody. If you can avoid Igbo politicians' advice. Now, when a case here, man, this IPOB now, her name is in like this. Many are like this. Run. More joke how they want you to fail. That is what they did to our eternal leader. I'm telling you honestly. Mazi, go on.
Now, when they finish with Ojukwu become nobody anymore. He become nobody. He lost all his glory. The only thing many people never know was or is how did that war end? Even Mazi, the honest leader, the man I will always stand behind him, come rain, come shine, because I know this is the man that will give us that freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He dedicated himself for this struggle. He knows that Igbo people are a terrible set of people, but still God loves them. If God really loves us, He could allow us to be destroyed by the advice of the Britain or by the advice of the what you call Usman Kasina. But God so much loved us. Elohim loved us. And he didn't want us to. And so they rubbish this particular man and throw him to dustbin. But nothing. At the end, he went and married. Bianca. You remember that when they rig the election against Jim Mobodo, it was Kanu stroke Kanu, Enugu stroke Enugu. Sisiono was in MPN and Jim Mobodo was in NPP. But Anthony Odia, who is the returning officer, Anthony Odia, the returning officer, falsified the entire result against Jim Mobodo. Jim Mobodo was, because he controlled Anambra Broadcasting Service then. So he was in every polling booth announcing the result. But Anthony Odia was doing another thing. At the end of the day, they compiled the result. He went and announced another result and declared Sisiono the winner. The battle started. Jim Mobodo went to appeal court, he fell. Went to this court, the tribunal fell. Went to Supreme Court and fell. And he found over his dead body with Sisiono occupied government house in then. And then he went in there and bring so many juju inside that government house. Sisiono cannot enter there. Sisiono was using his house at Ungwo as government house before Buhari and Obasanjo and Babangida coup. But that coup was an organized something. They organized it, then they put Buhari in Koro. So he went in there, he said, go and throw these people away. And while they were throwing the civilian government away, they put in military governors who now went in state by state, dismantling all the infrastructures that was built by civilians. They dismantled Amanake power station, dismantled that of Aba, every other places, because Mbakwe was going house to house, begging people to put light in their house, free of charge. He was having his own transformer. He built his own power station, Amanake power station. It was built by Mba. They dismantled it through the military administrator. They put that to show you that coup was exactly the same coup of 1966 coup, the same thing. To dismantle the civilian administration and set them backwards, not to make progress. And then this time around, after 4 years, or after, you remember the Gowon refused to call for transfer to civilian because he cited the inability of civilian to be able to understand the need for good governance. Therefore, they will have to give them some time so that they can be able to see a way of taming them. Because these are the same people that could bring problems. But Britain said no, you have to. Because they are working on their own separate program. At the end of the day, Gowon was overthrown by the same Britain. Because don't be surprised, they are the ones that overthrew him. And all this saga went on. Then 1979, a new civilian administration with new constitution was introduced. They only have 4 years, only 4 years. They were accused of almighty corruption and everything accusable. And it was overthrown. They were all overthrown. And they went state by state, dismantling all the infrastructure that were given. Imagine in those days, there was this thing they called Onitsha Greater Water Scheme. They took a loan from World Bank to build Greater Onitsha Water Scheme. That every 4-story building, water was running. There was shower. Water was running every 4-story building, topless of the down-story building. In the afternoon, we'll go to the house and take a shower and then go back to market. As of that time, they dismantle everything. They dismantle everything. So you can see, they don't want us to. After they dismantle it, people begin to think of how to leave the country. That is how leaving the country started. They don't want the people. They wanted to, in fact, they have succeeded in a very high way to displaced the most intelligent people we have there. They are all abroad now. So they are now trying to pick up the little ones around them. Either you are corrupt or you are killed. You are corrupt, you are killed. Gradually, it's going. Look at Iwanya, who has come back to become president of Ohanese. Do you know the meaning of Ohanese? House of the Lord and House of the Common. Exactly how Britain is being governed. House of the Lord, House of the Common. Oha and Eze. And you know, in Igbo land, we don't have anything like Eze. We have elders and the people. Now, you have Oha and Eze. So it was also British formation. And a particular religion organization are the people running Ohanese. That is where it is also dangerous. Catholic Church is the people running Ohanese. Let me not just say a particular religion. No. Because they are working hand in hand. Can you imagine a Nigeria is British colony? And then Catholic Church from Rome, where Britain run away from this same church and go and form the Anglican Church in England. And they have Justin Wilber as the head of the Anglican Church. And you have Pope as the head of Catholic Church. But yet, Catholic Church is taking dominion in Nigeria. So you can see right away there, it is an instrument as well. Anytime they want to play certain politics, they will dip hand inside that particular area and bring out certain idea and implement it. So this is the confusion they are putting everywhere. You can imagine, P2B is a Catholic person, but he doesn't live visit Rome. He visits England. He doesn't even live in Rome. His mansion is in London. He has a very fine mansion in London. Why can't he come to Rome here, the capital of his church? This is a
Mazi, sorry for interjecting. Sorry for interjecting. Before you continue there, because I'll leave you. Please, can you? There's this thing you talk. Let's move on to talking about Bono GK and why this man, by the way, is called Agadawa Chinuzo. Please, because it's been something. Why I don't know whether controversial, but please talk about it, please.
Yes, fellow Biafrans, most of you have been hearing about Bono GK. He's a very fine man, a typical Igbo man who wanted the good better for his own people. He discovered the Britain and all the lies that is in them. He never wanted to join hand with them. He saw Azikiwe as a tool in the hands of Britain. He's a young man. He was wiser than Azikiwe. Because as far as I'm concerned, I've watched Azikiwe speaking, the way he talks, the way he delivers his speech. When you look at it, you think that you are listening to a very intelligent man. No. You are listening to a very selfish human being. Selfish to a core. He owns a bank, ACB Bank. He owns a newspaper called West African Pilot. So he's a complete businessman. So when you own a bank, you are a gambler. Because a banker is a gambler. Take it or leave it. The banker becomes your governor, you are finished. Now let me go straight to Mbone GK. Mbone GK wants it time without number. That this thing you are doing with Britain, trying to play politics of uniting Nigeria instead of uniting the Eastern Nigeria to become one formidable people. Because we are capable of being a nation of our own. Why are you trying to bring the North when the North are refusing? Why are you trying to bring the Yoruba when the Yorubas are refusing? Why don't we concentrate that he doesn't trust these people, that these people you are moving with will deceive you and will be the greatest loser. that the white man he will ever trust is the dead one, not the living one. So while he was clamoring and telling Zeke all these things, the M5, or what do you call them, M15, eventually got hold of that very particular word he was telling to Zeke. So Britain now tried to see a way of blackmailing him. So by then he was
him, Bono Jike himself. Is that what you mean?
I'm talking about Bono Jike this time. He is from Arondizog. They look for a way of blackmailing him. And then, you know, they control commerce. They control Nigeria then. So they now went to tell Zeke how to build the main market at Onitsha, a befitting market that would be very big. This issue of market building, I've gone to so many parts of the world. At least I've been to at least 8 countries of the world. I've not seen where you have such a thing called market. Every overseas you go, every country you go, you see there are building houses, but you will never see any place they call building material section. No. But if you need material to build 1 million building, they will be supplied to you. But you never see where they have building material company, building material section. No, you don't have it. Or Abada section. No, you don't have it. So Britain now brought this idea, and then it was introduced to the Onitsha province to attract people there, because before then it was all our millionaires, all our notable figures, all the rest of them, all of them live Aba. My merchandise, all of them are Aba. Nobody comes to Onitsha. And so this issue of main market come up. Mbono Ejike was the commissioner for trade and industry then. Then they brought the Israeli company that's supposed to build this very particular market. And you know, Mbono Ejike may not have known that company, but through intrigue hand, through what I call it, proxy, they brought in this company and they negotiated. When they negotiated, there was an agreement between Mbono Ejike and this company that would build this main market. And then they said, okay, in every £1, we give you only 3 pence. He accepted to take 3 pence out of every
Mazi, I believe all these
because
things Britain masterminded in order to blackmail him also.
Yes. So he accepted, but it is a secret agreement between him and this company. You never know that Britain is aware of all the discussion going on. So while this thing was on, the man market was being built and everything was happening, there was this newspaper write-up, whistleblowers, same Britain. He was accused of taking bribe from the company that is building this market. And then it was an embarrassment. You know, they accuse him.
They accuse who?
Look at that man.
They accuse who?
That they accusing you. Look at him. Why don't you use opportunity to deal with that?
Mazi, can you hear me? They are accusing whom? Bono Jike, is that right?
Bono Ejike of taking bribe, a kind of percentage, 3 pence. I'm telling you, 3 pence. If there is any air that is living again, I don't know. This story I am telling you from the horse's mouth. You understand me? I know a lot of things. God bless me. In fact, the information I have, for me, each time I remember them, I always happy for myself and happy that God keep me alive to remember. And today I'm saying this thing for those of you who never know what really transpires, how we lost that brilliant man. Now listen again. There was this blackmailing going on. Newspaper was carrying a West African pilot. Every newspaper, the morning, they were carrying this news that Mbone Ejike took. And you know that time for you to take a bribe is an unforgivable sin. And so he was asked to resign as minister, as commissioner of works and commissioner of industry and works. He somehow not wanting to resign, believing that maybe his colleague, they will protect him. Because his colleague have seen that if this thing continues, they will rubbish him. And he's a man they love so much. He's a brilliant young man. Now, while this thing was dragging on, they said, okay, if you say you did not take this money, then you have to swear. Stick knowing fully well that Mbono Ejike take this money, but out of a little, I don't know exactly what really happened. Mbono Ejike decided to swear, thinking that
he was made to swear Bible law in our traditional way.
Mazi, you are listening?
Yes. I say he was made to swear. How? In Bible law through our tradition or anything?
I am coming. They now went to Calabar and brought in Ekpo Itiaba, one of the greatest deities they have there. Shrine. They brought it to him. If you say you did not take this 3 pence, swear to Ekpo Itiaba. Reluctantly, Mazi Mbone Ejike swear to Ekpo Itiaba. And the rest is history. He died. Didn't waste time, he died. Sick and died.
Mazi, Mazi, please, can you pause here a bit? Mazi, please.
Okay.
Come here so that you continue.
Okay.
So that time, as a politician, he was made to swear in our own traditional way. It is not going to court. They did not take him to court and say, okay, sue him to court so that he will go there and hire lawyers to defend himself, right?
Yeah.
And he died because the shrine is highly effective. Mazi,
yes.
Can we bring it today? Can we ever, for example, today, in today's politics, Igbo politician as Hope Uzodinma, for example, I'm giving an example. Now you tell him no. If you know that you really won election, come and swear you bring maybe that the same Ekpo Itiaba. Don't you think that people will say, no, I'm a Christian. I don't swear. Do you see why we say when Biafra come, we might decide we will run Biafra in our unique way. If this swearing using our traditional way is effective, why can't it sanitize everybody? Why won't people be afraid? If politicians are swearing with all these our shrines today, automatically no person will take any single fathom that belongs to the public. Because people will be afraid. But today everything is ayasago. And ekpe church, and ekpe Islam. Bring Bible, swear it and put and even on the swear and nothing will happen to him. Because it is not our way. It is not our tradition. But Jerry Rollins said it before he died one time. I listened to him. He said why politicians are corrupt in Africa, in Black Africa, is because we left our own way and start following other people's system. Bring people, don't go to court, bring the court, you go say, okay, bring the shrine and say, swear that you didn't do this. That you didn't steal no fund. Nobody, people will stop, stealing. Mazi, what people now check? Oh, this is what we are preaching. So that people, if it is today, people will say, no, it's demonic. Things that are effective in our land that can They have the ability to make us sanitize things, make us go better, as grow, advance as human, as people. They demonize it. No, I cannot swear it's demonic. It's worshiping Satan. Mazi, please go on, please.
Those bishops that went to congratulate Hope Uzodimma will ask Hope not to swear with Ekwetia because they know he will die. And if he dies, there will be no governor of Catholic person that will be in government house, so that the people land will be given to them free of charge, so that they go and be building their cathedral and their school and everything, because that is for them. For Catholic Church in Nigeria, what concerns them is land to be in government. That is all. The people can go to hell they belong. It doesn't concern them. This is how terrible we find ourselves. And so, when he swear to Eko Itiaba, I'm telling you, this is how it happened. There is another person that is of my age that can also remember, because not all those that are with my age that can remember, some of them have drank their life away. Some of them have been frustrated one way or the other. I can't remember anything. Thank God he kept me alive and give me a very fine memory. Now, when he swear and died, another thing that followed was Oswomba Mbadiwe, because many people never know why Oswomba Mbadiwe was answering Agadabashi Onuzo Elibo. He cried and wept because Mbadiwe is the brother of Mbonwe Jike. They are from the same Arondizo. So he wept and wept, and told Zeke. He tells Zeke to his present, look, brother, you have killed your own brother. Brother kill brother. He told Zeke, you have killed your brother. You allow your brother because of 3 pence. Just like instead of B2B to allow his brothers to have that certain 10 million. Why don't he reduce it to 5 million? Dash it to them. And then gradually you let them go their way. You decided to kill all of them. You say, Obasanjo, give me military. Give me military. Obasanjo told you, if I bring...
Mazi, somebody called your line, please.
Don't mind the fellow. I've just cut him off.
Go on, please. You say, Obasanjo, bring military. Go on. That is where you stopped. Still calling. That is it. He's still calling you.
Don't mind the fellow. Don't mind the fellow. I have even asked somebody to avoid this person should not be calling me again, because what he's demanding from me is what I cannot give to him. You understand me? He's looking for contract. And I told him I cannot give him the contract. So he's just trying to disturb my peace this night. Now, let me continue. Hello?
Go on. The whole world is hearing you. Go on.
Okay. And so, when he finally died, Ozwombambadi wept and accused him of killing his own brother. So, and he promised Zeke that as long as he, Mbadiwe, lives in this life, he will never smell presidency of Nigeria, not by anywhere. That he will make sure, since what he is doing is to please the Britain and kill his own brother, a brilliant young man, and making him to go and swear when he knows truly that he took this money. After all, you yourself ate the money of SCB Bank. You stole money there, and Britain decided to investigate the SCB Bank. Sir Louis Ojukwu went and bring 500,000 pounds then and pay it inside SCB Bank in an overnight. Sir Louis Ojukwu brought in 500,000 pounds and pay it inside ACB. So the investigator, when Britain was investigating ACB, they now see that there was 500,000 pounds in that bank. So the investigation did not carry through. But still, Azikiwe still have quarrel with Salu Isojuku. That Salu Isojuku now tell him that you are very, 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 very ungrateful. That in this life, one of his son will rule over you. And he said, over his dead body will your son rule over you. You never know. That is the quarrel between Ojuku and Azikiwe. I put that one again. So those of you that are listening, mark this point, because nothing happens for nothing. Internal quarrel is what has been ruining us all these years. Internal quarrel, internal ambitions of people, and stupidity of our politicians. Peter Obi said, "Oh, these boys, let them go." You said, "No." After all, it was your sister. The security in Anambra State was taken away from him. Imagine you dismantle his security, and then you want to secure Anambra State again. But the governor, you don't have security. You remove his security. How is it possible? Then he has no alternative than to go, and he has no any other option than to go and bring Mosop boys to come and give him security. And then we are securing the place. When finally you pay him money, because he has to pay that money, he has to pay a lot, billions of naira. He has to pay. God knows where he got this money to go and pay Obasanjo and Desere Noga before that mandate was given to him. At the end of the day, what happened? You saw Obasanjo should bring me. After all, Peter Obi, if you are listening this night, how much did your friend, which you brought in, Ikwikwi, what do you call him? Ikwikwi, the man that lives in Houston, the former governor, you brought him in from Houston to come and become governor of Anambra State. Obiano, how much did he steal from Anambra State that make him, the same day he handed over to Soludo, that same day he ran away from Anambra State, going back to Houston? How much did you think he stole from Anambra State? To compare with the little amount of money you're supposed to have given to your brothers, and you failed to give them that money.
Mazi, can I say something here? Just 1 second. And today, Hope Uzodinma is paying Asari Dokubo billions of naira with crude oil from Izombe in Imo State and our mama every week, in order to supply people, Ebubago, to kill our people in Imo State. But they cannot regulate, as you said, Obi, when he was a governor, he cannot regulate with Masop boys that we are protecting in Gige, just amicably. Instead, he prefer Obasanjo to bring soldiers to massacre everybody. It's very pathetic. Go on.
Without rule of engagement, without rule of engagement, the North would require for rule of engagement before you bring ordinary Bruno. For the military to go and they declare state of emergency at Bruno, the North say there must be rule of engagement. All of them put it together because they know once the military come, there will be so many massacre. Look at how our people behave. When I look at them as fools. They speak big grammar. I don't speak grammar. I didn't even go to school. I never go to school. The Abu in me prevented me from not going to school. Every day I find myself in school. They'll tell me turn back. They'll go and hide me inside the bush. I will stay inside the bush. When school finish, I'll come back home. Until the people tell my mother, say, this your child doesn't go to school. Oh. My mother said, why don't you go? I don't want to go to school. What do you want to do? I want to be selling something. Immediately I start selling something. At the age of 8 years, 9 years, I have started selling something. I have started making money at the age of 9 years. 10 years. These men speak big grammar, but they are empty-headed people. They don't know anything about politics. Peter Obi slaughtered his people. And the military that came in were doing dirty jobs. They were doing dirty, just like the Catholic, after the formation of ESN, they gather themselves together with with this what do you call them? Because they know their role, how they have not been protecting our people. They say we have to form something. It was the handwork of Catholic and governors that forms Ebubagu to protect themselves from what they think that will be a kind of echo to defend them from maybe the ESN one way used to attack them and all that. When they formed this Ebubagu, they wanted the Ebubagu to take charge of entire Southeast. That is why what the Ebubagu is doing today with the military, the Catholic have not said anything against it because they are part and parcel of it. They are part and parcel of it. They burn houses. And what is happening? The Nigerian military will lay ambush, do something dirty against one governor. Instigate the governor, say, look, oh, they want to kill you. Boom! The whole village will be burnt off. Imagine that same day Ikonso was killed. That same day, the house of Hope Uzodimma was burned. Go and look at that video. Somebody was videoing that house. Look at those men. They are all Nigerian military. Check those men that were shooting gun inside Hope Uzodimma house. They were going to inflict wound on Hope Uzodimma and then make Hope Uzodimma to rise against this ESN that time. So this is how the game is working for them. The other time you hear that Hope Uzodimma was attacked at Ngokpala area. And the next thing you hear that the houses in that Ngokpala was done by Ebubago, and this is how they do this thing. They may lay ambush and shoot at Hope Uzodimma. The same people that are guiding him. That is why all these our leaders are in trouble because they don't know what they have invited to themselves. They are that very serpent they have read in their house is the same serpent that will fight all of them. They are all evil men. They are killing themselves. They are killing, and they think they are safe. Can you imagine everybody telling us about insecurity in the South? Who brought the insecurity? When you were scheming to remove and to put a man who never contested election. I know Hope Uzodimma didn't contest elections in Imo State because Adam Oshomole went to Imo State to resolve the problem between Rochas Okorocha and the Hope Uzodimma. And the problem could not be resolved amicably. They now decided that APC doesn't have candidates in Imo State. They left. So the game was between and Rochas Okorocha with two parties formed with other political parties. Somewhere, somehow, it did not go well with them because the people who felt that they have everything has to be under their control as far as Igbo land is concerned is Catholic Church. I'm just saying this thing. These are the people who are making our lives miserable. Go to towns and villages, they are buying lands. What are you going to do with this land you are buying? You tell people they are going to heaven. You baptize them and do all these things. And you are buying people land. So there is a problem in our land. And this problem is, you know that the rendition of our leader was done by Catholic Church in the eastern Nigeria. Catholic leadership.
Mazi, can you also go on? Don't forget to reverse to the Mbono GK issue with Agadabachiro's Eligwe.
Let me move on that side because I have to mention this area because we need to understand who are causing this problem in the southeast. Nigeria was not colonized by Rome. It was colonized by Britain. Why are they doing this thing in our land? You cannot marry a Catholic woman. You cannot do this. What is happening? Now let me go back to Mazi Jike. Agada Bashironu Zueligwe, who is Ezumbambadiwe, told Azikiwe that as long as he lives, he will never be president of Nigeria. That he has blocked that road to heaven. If to be president of Nigeria is heaven, he has blocked that road. That is what it means. Agada Bashironu Zueligwe. He has blocked road for Azikiwe to enter heaven or presidency of Nigeria. That is why during the time NPC and NCNC, this man, Mbadiwe, was in NPC. He was not with NCNC. You understand what is going on? During the time of MPN and MPP, Mbadiwe was in MPN. He was not with NPP.
Always on the opposite side.
He was fighting Zik. He told him, as long as he lives, look him, he will one day na presidency. And that goes on and goes on. And two of them died, but Zik died miserably. Do you know why? He died miserably. His son continuously living because every other 5-star hotel, they have suite. But the base of suite he chose to live is at Ikoyi Hotel. Ikoyi Hotel. I've been in that hotel twice when I was visiting Belgium Embassy some years back because Belgium Embassy is around the Ikoyi area. So each time I go there, I go and sleep in one of that big hotel there. So in the night, I'll be moving with some of my friends that lives in America. They will tell me, look at where the son of Chuku Mazi, where this is where he's living, that blue curtain, the Ikoyi Hotel. He was living there for so many years. Do you know that man never married? He doesn't have grandson. Azikiwe doesn't have grandson. That man died without a woman. That man died wretched. Azikiwe died wretched. He never smelled presidency of Nigeria. His son never excelled to any position in life. See what happened?
Very terrible.
You see how treachery works? And this treachery will eventually haunt Iwanyangu because he thinks he's clever. He thinks he's clever. I was seeing him. I see him running his mouth, telling how they will release Nnamdi Kanu. God punished him for mentioning that name. The person you betrayed, the person you contributed money to go and rendition. You make Nigeria to make a mistake. Because Nigeria, you make them to make a mistake without knowing the cause of extraordinary rendition. You made Nigeria to run into a serious trouble. And you think Nigeria will forgive you for doing that. Now you want P2B to become president. When P2B cannot become president, you turn to call the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May God punish Iwanyangu 1 million times. That's a better thing. You know what you did to us during the Civil War? After the war ended, you people had a meeting. They gave you some millions to open Hadel and Denik construction under the construction, rehabilitation, and the reconciliation and every other thing. What did you construct? You didn't construct anything. At the end, that company ended up in shambles. You conspired to rendition your brother. Enemy. shall not be welcome.
Mazi, in conclusion, before the lines become open, please, why are Igbo politicians doing all this mischievous work, fighting, shooting themselves on their feet? Don't they see how Ahmad Bello? You know, Ahmad Bello is supposed to even be the premier of Nigeria. Let me call it like that. But he left. He said no. He called Tafawa Balewa and said, go to the center, go and take charge of Nigeria. I will be the demand here and I'm not. You see, they agree among themselves. But in our own case, everybody is a lion, selfish. I don't know, Mazi, please continue towards the conclusion before I open the lines. Why is our Igbo politicians like this? They take selfish interest, you know, they consider themselves, they don't think about anything in the future. All that matters to them is what they, you know, to be in a motorcade, to be referred to as, oh, honorable. Nothing more. And there it ends. As you are saying, Azikiwe have died, you know, he's no more living. But the legacy, the very evil legacy he led is what we are suffering today. Mazi, please go on towards conclusion. What do you think about the Igbo politicians? Let me ask you again about it. How are they behaving like this?
Now, listen, Mazi. We don't have politicians in Igbo land to start with. One, Igbo politicians have, name them, apart from our great government ever have land for the Mbappe, Onona and Mbappe. Mazi,
Go on, Mazi, go on, go on.
I'm hearing some sound. Okay. From the onset, we don't have is businessmen. All of them are businessmen. For example, I tell you that Zik is a businessman. He owns a bank, ACB Bank, and he owns a newspaper, and he owns houses. 6 flats. He was building houses. Ahmad Bello never have any house. Tafawa Balewa never. These are the finest gentlemen you have. Oh. These men, I have respect on them. Oh. These men. In fact, every day I remember Ahmad Bello's death. I weep because I have listened to that man. Very honest man. The same thing with Tafawa Balewa. Among our Igbo politicians, all of them are going there for their own stomach. Let me give you, for example, during the time of Obasanjo getting into political party and the PDP and all that, they zoned the Senate president to Southeast. Igbo people should produce Senate president. Before Obasanjo could get out 8 years, Igbo have 5 Senate presidents. The first was Evans Enwem. They made Evans Enwem Senate president. He was accused of so many things. They say it's 419.
By his own people, or by the Igbo, so.
The same Igbo politician. In fact, Chubo Kadiwo was mad. He said, hold me, how can I be here? And Ivan Enwem become. He fought and fought and fought. Ivan was removed. Chuba Kadiwo entered. With the hunger and every other thing, he swallowed the hook. The little bribe they put place on his face, the little money they place, he swallowed it. Wow! They accuse him. They remove him. Put Mwabara. They remove Mwabara. Put Ken Naman. They remove him. Put Pius and Impas. How many of them? Have you counted them? 5. Under 8 years. But look at
Mazi, we're gonna beacon because here this is what is following. Even in this IPOB, you see what is happening. Many people, everybody chọrọ ka ọ were leader. Mazi, say, sometimes when you listen to my submissions on Radio Biafra, I say we should be learning from our adversary, the Fulani. Sometimes somebody will call, no, you don't praise them, or somebody will invoke me. I say, no. They know more than us politically. We should learn. And our people are primitive.
And Tafawa Balewa is the most finest gentleman you can ever have in that entity. I must be honest with you. It pains me for them to have killed these two men. They should have let them to live their life. Overthrow them and allow them to live their life. Why do you kill them? My brother, I don't want to be emotional. But let me continue. You see, we don't have politicians in our side. All we have is charlatans. Charlatans. Look at their name. All of them are bearing one Christian name or another. And when you are a Christian, you call yourself a Christian. An Igbo man calling yourself a Christian. You are a fool. You are a big fool. The worst illiterate is you. You say you are a professor and you put up a Christian name and you call yourself a Christian. You are the worst fool because you have learned nothing. You don't even know your left from your right. If you know your left from your right, the day you become, the day you find out the truth about it, just imagine, what do you call this man? Obasanjo. Do you know his name? Let me call the original name of Obasanjo. His baptismal name is Matthew Aremu Okikiolala Olusegun Obasanjo. How many names do I call there? Matthew Okikiolala Aremu Olusegun Obasanjo. His first name is Matthew. But he dropped that name quickly. Immediately he dropped that name. He joined the movement of emancipation. He became a complete human being. That's why he is living up to tomorrow. The only different thing there, he becoming too treacherous. He's becoming too treacherous. But then treachery is allowed. Treachery is allowed. It's a good instrument. You understand me? It's a good instrument. Everything Bible condemned. Apply it to it. Let me be honest with you. Bible says you should not do this. If you do it, you live up on it. It's a kind of caging you. Because the kingdom of earth the kingdom of earth suffered violence, and men of violence taketh it by force. Kingdom of the earth suffered by the kingdom of God. Which God? To live on earth, you need force. You need certain force. I tell one of my friends who call himself a Christian, you don't want to apply force. But when you are having sex with your wife, when you want to release sperm in you, look at the level of force that comes in you. That is force. This is what we all know. If you don't have that force, you will never achieve any positive thing in life. There must be force in anything you do. Without force, you are a dummy. You can't achieve anything. So if we are talking of this particular restoration of Biafra, and we are playing tango music and sentimental music, the world will not respect us. I'm being honest with you. You see, each time we say, we are not the terrorists. We are not the terrorists. Remove our leader. When you shout, release our leader, they are not releasing him. They know that your leader expects you to be doing something. That is what. Do you think he comes out and look at you? He will splash on the face of every one of you, because you have allowed these people to take advantage of our idiocy and weakness. Something must be happening for you to gain freedom. If the Haitians did not fight the French. They couldn't have taken their freedom. You must do something. If the Americans did not fight Britain, even go and look for one of their allies, call France. It was France that supplied them the weapon. That is why Britain can never forgive France in this war. As you see them, the last time Emmanuel Macron accused Britain, he said Britain can never be trusted. That day I said France is in trouble. And the problem of France started that very particular day. Because they remember to France. You remember how you betray us, you went and supplied the pilgrim the weapon, because they were called pilgrim in those days. Those people that fought against Britain. Because they were running away from the persecution of Britain, from Ireland, from Irish, and they got in there and they carried their blood, they entered again and make life miserable to them. They decided to fight this. And France was able to supply the weapon they use. And they changed the devil away. And then they were able to build a very strong country, even though through another means they entered again. They entered again. That is why anytime you see any Britain coming in to give you an advice in anything you do, or any Catholic priest, any bishop, any pastor coming to give you advice on how to fight for freedom, if you have shit in your hand, throw it on his face, because he will never give you. He wants you to remain a slave to him, because he wanted to be getting your tithe and offering every day, every day. So, Mazi, I think I've been able to explain to you about one, Ozwambambadiwe, and why he hated Azikiwe, and then he makes sure Azikiwe never smell that particular post. And again, our Igbo politicians are there for their own stomach, and their men around their corner, what we call them, their men, their political grouping. See, that is all they after. And then the religion people, they are galvanizing together, who will be going to Asoro possibly to go and begin to blushing themselves. They go and drink wine, even though they condemn wine. They go and be drinking wine, possibly sleeping with beautiful women. You see them, they pretend they are all workers of iniquity. Our Igbo, we don't have politicians in Igbo land. Just anybody who is thinking with Igbo politician, you are killing yourself, because he will never ever be honest with you. Each of them have committed one crime or the other. For example, let me give you an example. You know, Asoludo was a governor of Central Bank, and you know, he was the one that changed certain Naira notes when he was in Central Bank. He did a good work. He even removed Arabic writing there. Remember very well, he removed Arabic writing in those money he changed that time. Then, all the money he made from CBN, he delivered this money to the wife of Yaredua, called Turai, when he was seeking for PDP ticket to come and become governor in Anambra State. When he collected that ticket from Turai, the wife of, what do you call him? The wife of Yaredua, because Yaredua had died there. They said that the wife of Yaredua become the chairman of PDP, or the leader of PDP. So he went there and collected PDP ticket from this woman. Coming to Anambra, the PDP in Anambra tell him, that ticket you have in your hand is nonsense. And at the end of the day, he was not allowed to contest on that PDP in Anambra. So he went bankrupt.
So when the wife of Yaradua Guruya Wayo, Yamekochi.
Oh, absolutely. He is hearing me.
Chineke kwena ihe ọjọọ ndị egbuo ndị a. Ya mere ọnụ ya rie Chineke le.
If he's listening, I may be listening. He knows, the person talking knows every of these things. I tell you, I did not go formal. I go informal. And when you go informal education, sky is your limit. But when you go formal, you are caged. You are given a limit where you can think. Because right there inside that cage, you must have given certain food that may not warrant you to grow. Certain level of thinking. But when you go informal, you think everything, you are free. Nobody guides you. You are not ready to be a professor. You are not ready to be governor of bank tomorrow. You are not ready to be a clerk or secretary. No. But you keep studying. You keep studying. So now I have the opportunity of ventilating this thing. My God, I'm very, very happy. So anybody listening this night should learn one thing or the other. Forget about my English. I tell you, I'm not an Englishman. I'm a typical bloody Igbo man. My father is a bloody Igbo man. My mother is a bloody Igbo man. Everything about me is Igbo. The day I will start speaking Igbo here, you will not hear me English in my mouth, because I know how to count 1, 2, 3 to 100. That thing you call iri ato, iri ise, iri ishi. No, it is atotoro. That means you have called 30. Atotoro, anotoro, isetoro, isetoro. For example, the Calabar people say ata yeke. That is 30. The Hausa people call it Latin. Italians call it 30. So what English call it 30. So why don't we call iriato? We call it atotoro. So from there we call anotoro, isetoro. When you say isetoro, you have called 50. It makes it very simple for us to move ahead. Today is very difficult to say irise, but already you have called irinise. So there are so many things to be learned in Radio Biafra. Keep listening to Radio Biafra, because this is where you learn. Many more things are coming. Mazi, I think I leave it this way.
The Mazi, honestly speaking, we are blessed. We shall go into a few minutes break, and after we open the line just for a few minutes, the lines will be open for a few minutes, please. Just few calls I will receive. Therefore, please do not go away. Remember, this is Radio Biafra Hausa service. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
ụmụnne m ndị Biafra, oge eruokwala ọzọ mgbe ndị Izu ga-eji gụọ ọnụọgụgụ n'isi nke ha kpọrọ Census 2023. Unu ahụlanụ na ihe ahụ ejiri ree mbe ihe na okwesịghị ka ọ bụrụ ihe a zụrụ ya, ha ebidokwala ya ọzọ. Anyị onwe anyị bụ ụmụ Biafra, IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra Worldwide, n'okpuru onye ndu anyị bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, na-eme ka ụmụ Biafra niile dọrọ aka na ntị na ngụgụ ọnụ nke isi n'isi akpọrọ Census 2023 ga-ebido n'obodo a bụ Naijiria n'oge na-adịghị anya. Anyị ji ohere a na-agwa ụmụ Biafra niile, ebe ọbụla ha nọ, ị nọ n'ala Yoruba, ị nọ n'ala Hausa, biko lọtawa. Dịka anyị na-esi eme ya n'oge ekeresimesi, onye ọbụla ala Lagos agba achako, ugwu Hausa agba achako, ya dịka ebe agbara ọsọ abịala n'oge ahụ, ka anyị were otu a lọta ọbịa gụkọta isi anyị ọnụ makwa n'oge anyị ha, n'ihi na amara imere onye kpọrọ ga sipụrụ ọhịa. Anyị agaghị abụ chata eziga chọrọ ka anyị ehie n'ezi, ma ọ bụ tụrụ ka a ga-eji fuchi ivu, ọ dịghị ihe anyị ga-awụ ọtụ. Ebe ha kpọrọ gasị na Lagos, ọrụ na elekshọn ha achụpụghị, ọrụ na ihe ọbụla dị mma ha achụpụghị. Ọ bụ nke a ugbu a ka a ga-eji tinye n'ọnụọgụgụ ha, si na Lagos rukwara nke a, Abuja rukwara nke a, ugwu Hausa rukwara nke a, na ha ka n'ọnụọgụgụ. Mba n'ọnụ ka anyị mụrụkwanụ na ihe lọtazie, ka agụkọta anyị ka mba ụwa mara na ndị a niile na-achọ Biafra n'ọnụọgụgụ ha erika karịa ihe ha che na ọ bụ oge anyị ga-eji were mara ihe. Oge sensus a, biko ọ dị anyị mkpa unu mara ihe unu ga-eme, n'ihi na igurube na-ekwu ekwu na-eripịa osisi. Ọ na-abụ anyụkọ mamịrị ọnụ ya agba ụfụfụ. Onye ọbụla emekwala anya ụra na nke a, latawanụ, n'ihi na mba ụwa ga-eji amara ọnụọgụgụ anyị makwaranụ ndị na-achọ ya. Census 2023, oge anyị ga-eji degharịa ihe a British dere banyere ọnụọgụgụ anyị. Ekwekwala ka akọrọ gị akọ, emekwala anya ụra na nka, n'ihi na ọ dị anyị mkpa lọtawa. Ịdị anyị mkpa ka ị soro ụmụnna gị n'oge ngụkọ ọnụ a, ka anyị mara oke anyị ha, ka ọ ga-abụ mgbe a ga-eke oke amara mmadụ ole a ga-ekenye oke. Nwanne, o ruola n'omume o, a sịkwala na anyị agwaghị. Census 2023, Nigerian Census 23, mgbe ụmụ Biafra ga-eji laa n'ala ha ga-agụkọ ha ọnụ mara oke ha dị. Ebe onye bịara abịa na-adịghị egbu nkwụ ọkpụlọ ọ bịara abịa ejideghị akụ flawa o. Ozi a ka anyị na-ezigara gị bụ nke si n'aka ndị Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB na-abịara unu ọnụrụ ka ala ibe.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi, Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra land. This is where we worship. I mean, we gather to worship. I'm telling you. This is a place you cannot like other places. You have to learn. If you don't learn from Radio Biafra, you can never learn again, please. Therefore, our lines are now open, and our direct line as usual +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I have callers lining up, but the call will be few anyway. It will be brief. So if you are talking, please make it brief. Caller on direct line. No, the line is off. I don't know why. The line just went off. I mean, call on direct line. I have callers already waiting on Signal and direct. Let me also pick the call again on direct line. Caller on direct line, please go on direct. No, I'm no more waiting. Caller on WhatsApp, you are the first caller. Can you hear me? Please make it as brief as you could. Caller on WhatsApp.
I can hear you very well.
Joe Agafe. Welcome to the program.
Hello, Mazi. A very good evening, sir. Diopa, our big Diopa in the house. A very good evening, sir.
I log him off. You know,
Okay. Mazi, you see this your program. Anytime you are coming on air, it has now become like a how do I put it? Food that some people cannot do without. You are well done, sir. Well done, sir. It's not easy. Mazi, my submission this evening, according to what our Diopa has been talking about, has always been the same thing. It has always been this, the same thing in the sense that Indioka Maania Juife, Indioka, they finished us spiritually, economically, in all aspects of our life. Imagine they took a president to allow 6 to 12, which means that they are passing beyond Christianity to go to our own prepared house, and they will come and tell us that it is easy. We are nothing but chaps. When Biafra comes, we are going to bring like Biafrans. Everybody will respect each other, will respect the law. You know God, that will be preserved by our ancestors. As in anything we are doing as Biafrans, that should be member. Like as we said, any IPOB member that does not want to shake up shambles, the shackles of people that Christianity has put us into, that person is not ready to batch on with us. That is the fact, that is the truth. For us to get to that place we are going to, we need to reverse that to what was in us. What made the British talk to today to be afraid of us, to go back to it, and they come back to beg us. That's my submission, so that other people can call them.
The woman, caller on Signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me, Mazi Akas?
Yes, Mazi, I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening from here. Mazi Jonathan, thank you for educating Biafrans, and even any day I come to Radio Biafra in the evening and I didn't hear your voice, maybe I'm hearing the repeat programs. I felt like, oh, Mazi, where are you? But I know the hard work you are doing here and also your private issues. It is not easy, but we appreciate everything you are putting on to educate our people. And the same greetings go to our senior brother, the veteran, who always come here to educate us. We are so grateful. Those of the things they denied us not to know, even when we are in school, they couldn't allow us to know them. Today in Radio Biafra, we are gathering here to learn all of them. And we are going to pass it to our children too. And we must continue. Fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, my name is Mazi Akas. I'm calling from Austria. And by the special grace of Excellency, I serve the Indigenous School of Biafra as IPOB National PRO. Mazi, we want to use the opportunity also, IPOB Austria, to thank every one of us who came to Linz for the protest we had here in Linz. We want to thank all of us of freedom, those of them that come from afar to join us. We say, may God bless all of you. Mazi, what I want to say this evening is that you ask our brother, why is this Igbo politicians? Why is it their life is this, like this? What really happened? Mazi, I ask myself that question sometimes. I don't know, even I cannot give myself an answer. Why are we all over prayer? I think Chineke, all around the game for animals because men, you know, IPOB Messiah. All name we please, for the sake of Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, you have accepted this truth and asked you for forgiveness. We have suffered enough. Mazi, do you know that even this protest we had here, this is almost about 4 to 5 times now, we are having this protest in Linz. Mazi, do you know when the first time Linz IPOB registered for this protest, there was an organization here in Linz. It's called Black Community. And the two men that are heading that Black Community are Igbo brothers. And the first time we wanted to go to that protest and they give us they give us the right to join in that protest. Mazi, do you know that these two people men we are not happy? If you see the way
they are the people that will fight against their own Mazi, I don't know. Yeah. Mazi, if I consider what is happening in us, it surprises me. I am telling you. Not normal. Yeah, they're normal.
Mazi, do you know that these two Igbo men, they fought to see that we cannot be able to attend to this protest? And as an IPOB, you know, people believe us. People look at us and we can't do anything. But we attack them. Mazi, do you know they invited these two men when they were putting grudges as why did they allow us to protest? These people invited them and asked them, why do you don't want these people to protest? And they say, because Nigerian government said they are terrorists. Even they tried that time to the other party that is, the other party also, that they're also celebrating the same thing they are doing in this, to write in their newspaper that the FPOB has been designated as a terrorist in Nigeria.
Mazi, before you continue, can make it clear. Let me make it clear for people to understand that it is Igbo people in a foreign land. Ndị ọcha mere accept ka IPOB wụkwa ndị Igbo bịa pụta mee protest ka akpọ ha. Ọ ndị Igbo nui na wụkwa mbịambịa the foreigners bịakwara abịa na agbazi mbọ against ka IPOB outside or far away Europe ka ndị ọcha ndị nwe obodo kpọrọ ha ka emechie ka aghara a na-arụ ọrụ against them. Mazi, ihe a dị njọ, ọ dị njọ na ntị. But that is a reality facing us. Go on, Mazi.
So, Mazi, do you know why God is wonderful? Super Kingdom is wonderful. After that event, that was the first protest we had here in Leeds. After that thing, and after that their shenanigans and that rubbish they did, Mazi, do you know that his daughter will meet it? And maybe they might have asked them, this is my own thinking now. Maybe they might have asked them, which part of Nigeria did you come from? They will say, I'm an Igbo. But they will ask them, but these people are protesting this thing that they want freedom. You see, but we are not part of that. Mazi, do you notice today they ban these people not to protest again? They are no more coming to that protest.
Of course. You know.
We are the one now that are participating in that protest in Leeds. Since over two years now, they are no more coming to that protest. So, I was needing to know why these people are no more coming. And I knew it was because of what they did. Nothing else. So, your people are asking for freedom. And you are telling us that the Nigerian government has designated them as a terrorist. You shouldn't allow them. Could you do what they did here? And they better move that their nation black on me. Once they will stop funding them, they will completely leave that office. Dubai Diego. Martin Dubai Harwala. And ask them Chineke. If this thing they are doing, please, for the sake of IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu, please allow us to be free. So that these people, we will put them where they belong. Martin, their name here, sometimes I ask themselves, who can do it? Wherever you stand in that, Chineke Marine, my brother, they didn't need here. Who will make it freedom? Or that I want to be here all over all Europe. Even here in Austria, they have seen how developed this country is, how people are getting benefits, how the government is supporting everybody. And when they ask them for you to get the same thing where you come from, and I'm going to the IPOB. But something is wrong. Something is wrong. I mean, if we're getting done, I mean, keep on hammering, we are listening.
I'm telling you. There wo.
Chineke mere ndị Igbo ebere.
There wo. And you too. What we are saying, when you think about it, Okpa Biaseka is an Igbo man, pure Igbo man, complete. But because of position, just personal position, administrator of East Central State, they gave him by Gowon. Now they will send Okpa Biaseka outside. Anywhere Biafra send their delegates to go and lobby outside the international community. Okpa Biaseka, Gowon will send him. Nigerian government will send him, an Igbo man, as a Nigerian, to go and counter in Washington, in Italy. He will go and gather, press. World press will be there. He will be watching the world camera and be telling world that, look, Ojukwu is a rebel. What they are saying that Igbo people are dying in Kwashoko. No, they are the cause. They are rebels. I'm an Igbo man. I'm an Igbo man like them. But they are the rebels. And you start seeing, you say, what type of people are these? Sometimes I believe it's a cause. I'm telling you, before God and man, there is something about it. Otherwise, this is not ordinary. I'm telling you honestly, this is not ordinary. Otherwise, how, even if you are against, for humanity's sake, for shame, for being, shame, for somebody to feel ashamed or not to feel ashamed, why not? You just keep quiet, don't talk. Because you are messing yourself up in front of foreigners. when you are fighting your brother in front of foreigners, just for nothing. The foreigners will ask, white people will ask, now who is this man? They say, no, he's a Biafra, no, but he's a Nigerian. He's fighting against his own blood brothers. Do you know? Let me tell you what I believe. You know, we never have real revolution in Biafra land, in Igbo land. All got the bloody. We need I get ekpocha onwai. You see why these people, why this thing, you know, when you leave a cancerous growth, it will continue growing. Before you know, it becomes something uncurable. It will kill you. That is what stifles us. We left these people without taking drastic measures, so that to input, you know, a fear in all of us. I say all of us. We allow saboteurs to grow. We come and talk just right from beginning, and they will be walking around anywhere in the face of this world, any country. They will be walking around talking, doing against what we are doing, going against our own collective interests. No problem. Now, what will happen? Another person will do the same thing. Do you understand? Without no problem. Another person will continue doing the same thing. Say, after all, this person did it, or Biaseka did it, and he lived long. He died a natural death. Now, why can't I do my own? He start doing. When we do his own, this person will do. Instead, they become our so-called political elites. That is the cause. If all these people we take individual, you know, revenge anywhere, instead of praising them, one thing or the other, man, other people will be afraid. They say, nah, don't touch these people. Go and look at Fulanese. Go against their collective interests. Now, anywhere you are in this world, they will show you gate of hell direct. It doesn't need central command. You understand? No central command. But we our own. What I could Christianity was I'm this side. You be calm. You be peaceful people. Peaceful people, you will become destroyed. You see this peace sign as I the peaceful. It's not a credit. I've seen it. Indeed, why the peaceful? You become extinct. Direct. Direct. Nothing more. So let me pick the last caller, please. Because caller on WhatsApp, you are the last caller, please. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu.
There we go.
I remain Mazi Milimalugo from United Arab Emirates. The desert that normal human being turned into heaven. This country was once came to borrow money from the zoo called Nigeria when this babu called Obasanjo is in military regime. I'm sure that Obasanjo will never step his foot on United Arab Emirates because he will be ashamed of himself. Mazi Jonathan Chineda, thank you very much for your wonderful work, and I also thank our veteran for his wonderful work. We all are doing collective work to make sure that we achieve our beloved nation Biafra, which is the only hope we have on earth to live as a human being. Because without Biafra, we are nothing. Because this world is survival of the fittest. The Rotia have programmed we Africa to be their slave forever. But we Biafra, we are not allowed this to happen. That is why our Messiah, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, came to liberate not only Biafra, but to liberate Africa. But out of the ignorance of black people, they don't know that Nnamdi Kanu came to liberate everybody. If Yorubas, Hausas, Fulanis, all the nation that make up that evil constitution know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a liberator to them, they will join Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Both the stupid people that is holding innocent man for nothing that call themselves DSS, if they know that Nnamdi Kanu is a liberator for them, they will support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the liberation of Biafra. Our brother Mazi Akas said that he don't know if it is a cause, that whether we are cause. We are not cause. Europeans program us to be in this way. They program us through their religion, through their evil religion.
Mazi, let me come. Mazi, let me say something. Program us. Why did we allow ourselves to be programmed? That is the thing. Is it only us? What of others? That is the thing. program. Are we robots?
Thank you very much.
Any person that goes there, right from Aziki, right from Aziki, he become another thing. You know, all that matters to him is his personal interest. He doesn't care. Aziki, he is a person that composed. He wrote the Biafran national anthem, but because of he want to be in control. He want to take over from Ojuku. Ojuku say, but I'm a military man. The thing fall naturally on my hand. Why are you doing? He say, okay, Koronaka, I will show you that I am Zik of Africa. Nothing you can. He don't look at all that matters to him is he is fighting against Ojuku. Not he doesn't care how many millions of people that are at the back that will suffer. No, that is not his problem. The same thing. Are you not seeing it today? Oh, they are fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They don't know that. They don't know what is happening. They don't understand that there are people are suffering. People are bearing the brunt. Instead, Mazi, forget about that program. It's not an excuse. It's not only us that they program. Why should we allow ourselves to be programmed? Mazi, go on, please, and round up. Go on.
Mazi Jonathan Chined, you know, the worst slavery that you can slave a human being on this earth is mental slavery. They started from the missionary. Understand? They start this programming us in the way that we be from these missionaries, these white missionaries.
But Yoruba, we are also Christians. Mazi, let us not be emotional. Maybe. But what is the name of Awolowo? He has a Christian name. He's a Christian, isn't he? Samuel Ladoka Akintola is a Christian. So let us not overflog issues that there is something we should find out in our lives. This thing, let me tell you, this is not only about only Biafra or fight. No. You see it in daily lives of our people. In anything that concerns a group, Igbo group, our group survival, you will see it. And this person wants to be in control. How can you be? Who are you? I am a chief this. Why will you be on top? No. Instead of you to be, the head, instead we destroy everything. That is is the real life of an average Igbo man. Instead of me to bow down or to cow down so that things will be alright for all of us. Instead, I will show you who I am. I will destroy. We destroy everything so that everybody go and lose. But all these things is only among us. So when it comes to foreigners, they become the best people. They become the best people. But when they see you don't Igbo groups, everybody, no, why will you, everywhere? There's something that we should discover. It's not, I don't think that it's not this programming through Christians. No, I don't think. We are not the only people, Christians. Others, they are the same thing, but they have mindset of togetherness. The Fulani, Islam, is it their religion? Islam is an Arab religion, but they use it today as a Fulani. If you get out from even Islam, they look for you to kill you. Do you know that? Because they feel that you have betrayed them. This is what they want to be, and the thing is helping them. That group issue, group people But in our own, the opposite is the case. Ebe ọbụla ndị Igbo gbakọrọ, a ga-enwerịrị nsogbu. Ofu onye mmadụ abụọ ga-asị, if not me, be the chairman, be the leader, be the everything, I will destroy this thing. Instead, he will go and connive with foreigners if he's in foreign land in order to fight against his people in the interest of every other body. Mazi, please go on and conclude. Go on.
My brother, we must do something. We Biafra must do something to stop this. I don't think it's a cause. It's not a cause. Understand? We must have a very big blood revolution. Just as my brother always said, we have not started really freedom. We have not started the really freedom fighting. We are.
Mazi, I agree. When you say that, I agree 101%. What we are creating is awareness. We have not started the real freedom. Yes. The real freedom. If we have started, let me tell you, even many of all these people that are bringing problem anywhere in the world, somebody will take it as a duty in order to do something on his own.
Of course.
What you'll be hearing is the result. That time, I'm mad at the
exactly. And we are ready to pay. Mazi, let me tell you something. And we are ready to pay anybody that will volunteer himself to do that. Pay off. That is how these Islamic people do it. We are ready to pay that very person off to go and do the duty. And that is what will stop all this. Because this one that you are seeing like this is a survivor of the fittest. It's a survivor of the fittest. That is how, and that is why I love what our veterans said, that he loved Ahmad Bello he loved him. Because people may think that Ahmad Bello is doing hate speech, but Ahmad Bello is protecting his people. He is protecting his people. But our people are selfish in nature. They are ready to kill, just as what Opus Odima is doing in Imo State. He is ready to kill all his people to make sure that he protects the interest of Fulani Caliphate. But I know that this is going to stop very soon. We must do everything, because without Biafra we are nothing. And shouting and talking to international community is not going to solve our problem. Rather, we are just creating awareness. We must plan ourselves very well to know how we get out from this mess that British put us into. Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, I urge my fellow Biafrans to go and listen to your broadcasting on first of this month, 1st of this May. That your broadcast is very, very wonderful. You break everything down. What is really our problem? And my last word to my fellow good people of Biafra that are hearing my voice tonight is, do you see white man religion is number one problem that cage us down? Thank you very much, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu.
There were. This is where I'm going to stop. I don't know. This other person has been calling. I'm giving you, please, Mazi, welcome to the program. Caller, what's up? I shouldn't take you, but you have been insisting. I give you 2 minutes maximum, please. I'm on the verge of closing. Welcome to the program. Caller,
yes, Mazi.
There were.
Good evening, Mazi Jonathan.
There were. Please, do you have a radio app beside you? You off it, please.
Yes, I have. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's okay. Go on.
Yes, Mazi Jonathan, good evening. And my name is Chika DK. We have really heard a lot, and we know we have so many ways to get our freedom. And my own suggestion this evening is borrowing from what they have done. What happened to our people? If we can take the same lead, we have more than 13 states in Biafra land. Whether we start to establish things that will make our people realize that yes, a new thing is coming up before we can think of any other violence or any other struggle that will involve international community coming to questions.
So I believe that we must first of all get our roots well founded in all the 13 states before we can take any action that will make us vulnerable. And also, suggestion is regarding the census. Whether there's any way we can also organize for those who are in diaspora, for them to also to be counted during the census whenever it's going to be. Thank you. God bless.
There were. And what I will say to that, start from the census. What I will say to that is this. You know, Ima ana ke ihe a na-ekwu na-eme gịnị onye ma ihe na-etinye ji n'ala. Enwere ilu a ndị be anyị na-atọ. Although the census for now is indefinitely suspended. But do you know one thing? That is why I'm saying no. Do you know one thing that was happening during that as they talk about census? Do you know that Yoruba people, they had the initiative quietly of recording Yoruba people's names everywhere in the diaspora in order to send it to home. Quietly, secretly. That was their own initiative organized. Okay, come now. When are we going to do it? Can we start contributing money so that we start thinking about organizing such thing like this? You know, what of the leadership of IPO? No. Our people, we lack initiative on many things. Like our brother said, I say Yoruba people, they were people in diaspora quietly. Yoruba people in diaspora started recording names of themselves in the diaspora, sending it home. They know through the channel they are doing it. Igbo groups, do they think about this? Anywhere in diaspora? Oh no, do they think about no. Where they are doing in Henwa? Even the Igbo, all these things, and the census, and they know na America, and they know na Spain, na organization meeting this. Somebody will tell you, no, this is not politics, it's politics. That's why I'm just saying, I the primitive. I can the primitive. Forget about our natural talent. That no. I can the primitive. When a people cannot organize nothing about themselves, that is the worst thing that can happen to a people. Everybody to your tent, O Israel, do your thing. When you talk about in Monna meeting, in many Igbo meeting, when you talk anything about our collective interests, they will tell me, you people will rise up, say, no, in Nigeria, no, we don't want this thing here. It's politics. Don't bring politics here. Ask what is politics? Wherever there is a organization, there is politics, whether you like it or not. Because people's interests has diversity, people have diverse interests. So it is the politics that will ratify or focalize people into a common interest. You bring down that your private interest. Now we have a focus towards what we are for as our collectivity. In a family, there is politics. In every family. Mazi, please, you go on into making your parting shot, please. Can you hear me? Mazi Ezekulie, can you hear me? Mazi Ezekulie, are you there? Are you still there? Sorry, I thought it's Mazi Ezekulie. I'm sorry. Okay, go on, please. Go on. I thought it's. Okay. Please make it sharp. You are lucky. As I picked the call, I thought it's Mazi Ezekulie because you have the same emblem.
All hail Biafra.
Oh, must hail Biafra. There we
Onye na-ekwu Maazị Ndubeze Chukwudimma from Italy, Napoli ka nsi wee na-eje. Maazị Jonathan, daalụ hinne n'ọrụ m na-arụ. Nne ekene DOS. Maazị Chike Edozie. Biafra must be restored in our own time. We are not dragging anybody country. We are talking about our own nation. Biafra must be restored. I call to greet you, Mazi Jonathan and Mazi Ezekunie. All hail Biafra.
there. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mazi Ezekunie, you on air. You will now make your pattern shot. I mistook somebody. It's called to you, please. They will make you a pattern shot in a few minutes. I know that we have worried you a lot, but go on, please.
Hello.
Yes, Mazi, go on. You're on air. Mazi, go on. Mazi Ezekunie, go on. You are on air, go on. Yes, the whole world is here. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Fellow Biafrans, I am on. I'm saying something. Okay. Fellow Biafrans, thank all of you for listening this evening. And by next week, we'll come over again to keep exposing the evil one. Hello? Hey. I'm hearing my voice.
I don't know. Let me bring you back in. Let me bring you back, please. Let me do that and see. Why are you hearing your own voice? It's not normal. No, everything is going on. Mazi, can you hear me now, right? Go on.
Okay. All right. Yes. Yes, it's not normal. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I don't know why. Maybe you are using Mazi is a veteran. So I must bring you in to make your departure short, please. Please. It's not easy. It's not easy. So we must continue. We must continue. I'm trying to bring him in. Let me see again. We must continue, please. Goodness me. Mazi, I'm calling you, but you are declining it. Chineke kwena ihe ọjọọ. Why are you having this problem at the end of this program? I don't know. No, we must continue. We must continue. You know, there are many things, many information. Yeah, Mazi Ezekulie. Yes, Mazi Ezekulie. Please round up your parting shot, please. Go on.
Okay. Fellow Biafrans, thank you all for listening this evening. And we all should continue to press on for Biafra restoration because that is the only hope we have. Those people who are coming to disrupt our demonstration in European country are agents of Ohaneze. It is Ohaneze that is organizing them. They call themselves Ohaneze worldwide. When you go where you have Igbo meetings, greater number of them are Catholic church members. They call themselves members of Ohaneze. You see, that is the problem we are having. You don't talk about Biafra in any of the meeting. If you talk about Biafra, in fact, they're almost trying to harm you. These are the people. It is a directive from home. It is these Ohanese people that are sending them to come and harass you when you are talking of a collective freedom of Ndigbo and Biafrans. The white people, the good white people of this world, the Europeans, want us to be free because they know that Britain is the problem of the world. But the Ohanese who have eaten the forbidden fruit are the ones sending these boys. But we will defeat them eventually as long as we remain resolute. What we are asking for is not a crime. We want to be free from British contraption called Nigeria that is not working. Nigeria is not working. Therefore, we needed to have a state of our own, a country of our own where we can be able to develop. So fellow Biafran, continue listening to Radio Biafra from morning till night, anytime you have your chance, especially in the evening time, in the morning time, in afternoon time, continue listening to Radio Biafra so that you can be well informed because information is power. If you are living without information, you are walking in darkness. May Elohim bless everybody this evening that have listened, and may we continue to expose the lies and deceit of the British. God will never forgive them. God will ever destroy them because they have destroyed the world created by Elohim. God will eventually destroy them. So keep on keeping on, fellow Biafrans. We will emerge victorious. Biafra is our goal. We must get Biafra, whether they like it or not. Thank you, every one of you that are listening this evening. Mazi, may God bless you. I love your program. Thank you.
Mazi, thank you very much. And you can log off if you wish, please.
Okay.
I don't want to keep you more long. Thank you. We must continue. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is where we are going to end the program. All the things we are doing here is to better our collective or collectivities to see where we have gone wrong, the cause of our going wrong. We do self-surgery, self-retrospect as a people. That is what we do here on Radio Biafra. Don't think that we are doing it just to cajole ourselves. No, 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 no. We are doing it, talking all these things so that we take precautions, we see where we have gone wrong, we see the cause of our problems, and now we try to better it, because we are in another age. We are not supposed to be, making the same mistake. That is why we always, criticize ourselves. Because when a people that are scattered everywhere around the whole world, there is a cause for it. A people that are unorganizable, there is a problem. We will not shy away from it. Because when we think that, everything is okay, which means we are deceiving ourselves. That is the cause of our problems. We need to face the reality. Look ourselves in the mirror and talk to ourselves the truth. What is the problem? That's it. Thank you for listening. Biafra is our religion. There is a press release now, just a few minutes ago. Let me read it before closing. IPOB press release of the 3rd of May 2023. The Mushroom Southern Arewa group should stop talking rash against the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We, the global family of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, under the command and leadership of our great and indefatigable liberator, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, condemn the unguarded statements credited to the so-called Southern Arewa Forum against the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's obvious that the Mushroom Arewa group is displaying their ignorance and cluelessness to the public. They forgot that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is in the hands of the Supreme Court of Nigeria to decide, not theirs. It's unfortunate that we are forced into unity with people who don't subscribe to the rule of law. These people have dragged the reputation of Nigeria through the mud. Today, Nigeria is considered a pariah state among civilized nations. The clueless Arewa group should understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case has both local and international ramifications. Nigeria is a signatory to international treaties on self-determination and extradition acts. The Fulani Arewa terrorist-led government of Nigeria is perpetuating illegality, which will not go on forever without consequences. The Supreme Court of Nigeria, being a constitutional court, has powers to uphold not only Nigeria laws but international laws too. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case presents a global opportunity for the Nigeria Supreme Court to either redeem or ruin her image and the image of their so-called country they serve. The unnecessary hatred from the clueless Arewa terrorist group against IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and their media backing cannot stop the rule of law from taking its place. Let the uninformed Arewa terrorist group think we are insulting them. No. Let not the uninformed Arewa terrorist group think we are insulting them. No. We are just correcting and letting them understand that they are not in charge of the Supreme Court of Nigeria as in the manner they speak. They are today seeing themselves as demigods in this contraption called Nigeria. Their arrogance is provoking other indigenous nations. These Arewa terrorist group, both in government and in the bushes, commit all manner of crimes against the indigenous peoples and at the same time bully victims not to complain or seek justice. They should remember that power is transient and nothing lasts forever. The imposter called Buhari and Fulani cabal in Asorok have, in their last 8 years, done their best to stop Biafra agitation championed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB and have failed. Who then is this faceless Southern Arewa terrorist group making jest of themselves? This mushroom Southern Arewa terrorist group must stop linking themselves into the matter that is bigger than them, because we have gone beyond their media backing. If indeed they are Arewas in the south, they should pray that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is unconditionally released for their own good and for their business survival in the south. If they should know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the trigger that can determine their stay or exit from southern Nigeria, they must not take the gentility and peaceful movement of IPOB as weakness. Biafra will come, and no one, including Ariwa terrorists, can stop it. We are fully prepared and determined to restore Biafra independence and sovereignty, and no human or group of terrorists can stop us. Therefore, faceless Southern Ariwa terrorist group, or whatever they call themselves, should mind how they talk in public. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for the indigenous people of Biafra. This is our press release, IPOB press release of today, being the 3rd of May 2023. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.